Online, over the phone, or in person. And stop knocking on wood.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight, that's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Mortgage Group. I've been teaching here at Guerin Catholic for 13 years. I've been assistant coach also for 13 years. And I think it's important in today's world that we have young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Guerin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari. And any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Guerin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
where you're always in the game.
Chittard High School. It's live from Chittard High School. It's Keith Myers along with Joe Hansen and Blaze Lowry as we're here for the Circle City Wrestling Championships. Today's games brought to you by the Morales Group, Bertner Electric, IUPUI, Piper Logistics, and Reynolds Farm Equipment. Let's go up to see Joe and Blaze as they have the play-by-play for you tonight. Joe?
Thank you, Keith. He's going to be interviewing all of our winners on Mat 1 this morning, and we are excited about that part of our broadcast. We get feedback from these working wrestlers. Once again, good morning and welcome to the IndianaSRN broadcast of the Circle City Conference Wrestling Championships, hosted by Bishop Chittard High School. My name is Joe Hansen, and I'll be doing the play-by-play today, and helping me do color commentary is Mr. Blaze Lowry. Blaze comes from wrestling royalty. He competed at Perry Meridian High School. He is a senior at the University of Indianapolis, where he competed for 4 years. He brings a wealth of knowledge to today's broadcast. Blaze, welcome to the Circle City Conference Championships.
Hey, Joe. Happy to be here.
I can't hear you.
Oh, can't hear me?
No. So the state series starts exactly 2 weeks from today. Most wrestlers are competing for conference titles this weekend. With the importance of a conference title on their mind and the state series close, what is on the wrestlers' minds today?
Today I think they're just ready to get their toes in the water. They're starting to inch closer and closer towards that state run, and I think a lot of guys are excited to kind of make their mark here today.
So the Circle City Conference is a high school athletic conference here in the greater Indianapolis area. It consists of 6 private schools, 4 Catholic schools, 2 non-denominational Christian schools, and those schools are Heritage Christian, Covenant Christian, Brebeuf, Bishop Chittard, Guerin Catholic, and Roncalli. And with only 4 of those schools competing today, Brebeuf, Bishop Chittard, Guerin, and Roncalli, this conference championship, it's not bracketed and it's not seeded. We're going to be watching a round-robin dual meet format Blaze, tell us the order that we're going to be watching today.
We're going to be watching in round one, Indianapolis, Bishop Chatard against Brebeuf Jesuit in the first round. And in the second round, we're going to have Bishop Chatard against Guerin Catholic. And in the third round, it's going to be a really fun one with a lot of hype around it, Roncalli and Bishop Chatard.
So the Circle City began its competition at the beginning of the 2016-2017 school year. This conference has produced team state champions in football, volleyball, cross country, baseball. It's produced individual state champions in wrestling. However, when it comes to the team championship within this conference, only one team has won this, and it's the Roncalli Royals. Blaze, Roncalli, they're going for their 6th championship in a row today. They are ranked 2nd in 3A and 10th overall. They have 8 wrestlers that are ranked in the top 25. Do you think anybody can stop them today?
You never know. Every day's a different day. From looking at the results, I don't think so. But with Bishop Chatard coming from 3 dual wins to 17 now, I think they have a shot on maybe bringing something to the table today.
It's going to be interesting. It's fun that we have those two teams lined up as the last duel of the day. So let's talk a little bit, if we have some time, about some of the premier wrestlers that we're going to see. The Roncalli Royals have some amazing wrestlers. They are senior heavy. New coach Sean Richardson is doing a wonderful job with his program. We're going to talk about them in a little bit, but we're going to break and hear the prayer and the national anthem.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at Indiana.
right, we're back with the IndianaSRN broadcast of the Circle City Conference Championships. Blaze, again, we were going to jump in to these teams. The Roncalli Royals' new coach led them to their first ever Marion County Championship. Let's talk about some of the hammers on this team. Who are we going to look out for on this Roncalli team?
I think the first guy to look at is definitely Bryce Lowry. Placed fourth as a freshman at 106. Next year he placed seventh at 126, and he made his way up to 138 weight class, and now he is ranked third and is undefeated. He is going for his third Circle City Conference championship and is a three-time Marion County champ as well. Following up with Bryce, we have Cody Glithero at 152, and he's never made it to the big dance, but being undefeated this season, I think he's going to make his debut, and he's going to light up the bank.
And I tell you what, this lineup, 8 guys that are ranked high ranking with the team, I think they're going to go deep into the state tournament series. But those 2 guys that you talked about, to me, are the undisputed leaders of this team. High energy, both of them undefeated. Going to be fun to watch them let it loose today. Bishop Chatard, not sure there's any other team in the state of Indiana that is improving as fast as Bishop Chatard. They have a second-year head coach in Nate Spangle. He's only 24 years old. He's visionary. He's full of energy. For 2 years in a row, they've had a full lineup. They just built a new wrestling room this year. 2 years ago, they had only 4 team wins, and this year they have 17 team wins. They placed second in the city tournament, scoring 200 points, which is a record for that program, finishing runner-up to the mighty Cathedral Irish. Tell me who we can look out for on that Bishop Chatard team.
First guy I'd look at is definitely a senior, Eli Bustamante at 152. He's ranked 20th in the state right now and is also undefeated. He's a 2-time city champion, 3-time semi-state qualifier, and he's won a conference championship and is looking for a second. This guy's hungry. The match between Marion County champion Cody Glithero and city champion Eli Bustamante will be one for the ages. One of those guys will leave undefeated today.
And this is kind of neat. We're starting at 138 today, so when we get around to that Bishop Chatard-Roncalli duel, they will start at 152, so that'll be the first one. Give me one more wrestler on that Chatard team that we can look out for.
182, we have Tommy Hannon, probably one of the best CYO wrestlers ever. But he came to high school and he focused his energies towards 2 other sports, football and rugby. First team 4A All-State in football, winner of the Trojan Tough Man Award, captain of the Royal Irish rugby team, and hopes to go to West Point to play rugby. Only 1 loss this year. After 3 years away, he's returned to the wrestling mat and is improving every hour. He's ready to challenge Hanson at 182 today.
It's going to be a fun day. Here's the first match that we're going to broadcast today. It is Bishop Chatard versus Guerin Catholic. I believe we're starting at 138. So at 138, let's see, for Guerin Catholic, I think they're going to be a forfeit. And Bishop Chatard is probably going to send Adam Harkness out there. So once again, I think we're going to start off with a forfeit at 138 pounds. With Adam Harkness going out there and receiving 6. Talk to us a little bit about the scoring of today's match. It's a dual meet format, so we're not doing tournament scoring. Tell us about the 6-5, 4-3 scoring that we see in dual meets.
Yeah, so a 3-point for the team would be a decision. 7 points or less right there for one of the guys wrestling. You got a 4-point, which is a major. That's over 8 or above. And then all the way up to 15 points would be 5 points for the team. And 6 points would be a pin. We'd love to see those.
Yeah, and, bonus points are always at a premium in dual meets. We saw that last week. Roncalli fell to Columbus East by 3 points. You can't point the finger at one person, but you can point the finger at how important those bonus points are in a dual meet format. So Adam Harkness, tell us a little bit about Adam Harkness. Again, he's a junior at Bishop Chatard. He's the starting 138-pounder. Again, I think he's going to go out there and receive a forfeit right now. We remain to see. He hadn't been presented yet. Adam Harkness, a junior. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he was at 132 last year, and he's a really strong build for 138. At sectionals, he was beaten by Romeo White from LC, now at LN. 11-2. Suffering an injury to his elbow during the match and ended up losing by fall. White took 4th in the sectional bracket and won his first round match at regionals to qualify for semi-state.
Okay. All right, so here we go. It looks like Roncalli and Guerin Catholic have already started on the other mat. Again, we're going to have rebuff and Chittard here on mat 1 here in just a few minutes. Wrestling is underway at the 7th ever Circle City Conference Championships. Let's go back to Roncalli a little bit. Tell us about Coach Richardson. You had the privilege of wrestling under him. He is a first-year coach. All the other coaches in this conference are veteran coaches. They've been here at least 2 years. Tell us about Sean Richardson. What makes him special?
I think he's just a fun guy. I remember back in middle school, he was also my coach in middle school, not just in high school, but in middle school. If we weren't drilling right or working hard enough, he'd turn on Justin Bieber and repeat. Had Baby on repeat. Is a funny one. No, but he's an awesome guy. He wants you to work hard, and I don't think he's too hard on the guys. He's high energy all the time, and he's not afraid to. He's not afraid to yell. He's not afraid to be there for you either.
That's pretty darn cool, man. I think he's done a great job. So we're going to go down to the mats, and I think we're going to interview Nate Spangle, who is the head coach at Bishop Chittard High School.
Coach, I know you got to go real quick, but what's today? What did you tell the kids?
Hey, we told them to go out there, wrestle hard, get ready to go. We gotta make a statement here, right? We're building a good program. Put a foot on the gas and keep going through the end of the season.
Back up to you guys.
All right, first match, we've got Henry Cotter, 138 pounds from Brebeuf Jesuit, and Adam Harkness, who Blaze Lowry talked about in a little bit. Guys have started off. They're hand fighting now. Again, here in the center of the mat.
They're in a deep shot right there. Yeah. Yep, so they're circling back into the mat. Just went out of bounds.
We're picking up everything.
That was pretty. That's a pretty shot. Their sweep single to the left side.
What does Cotter have to do here to finish? He's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's gotten himself in a little bit of trouble there.
Tell me what Adam did right there.
Just reshot stuff. So Cotter had a nice deep single, and he couldn't shelf it on that left side. So
that was a great reshot. And again, that's what I think you see Nate Spangle and his fantastic coaching staff bringing to Bishop Chittard is some flow wrestling. They do a lot of chain wrestling, flow wrestling. They've definitely become better over these last years. So Adams on top, doing a nice job of riding him. He's out to the side, trying to break him down. Again, he's got a 2-0 lead right now with 45 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, you see Adams staying real heavy on the top there, and that's what gets him over to get the fall. Ooh, there it goes.
Adam Harkness.
Yeah.
Starts off, gets a pin for Bishop Chittard. They're out to a 6-0 lead here. A pin at 1:20 in the first period.
Yeah.
1:45, we've got Jacob Rupert. He is a senior, and at 1:45, Charlie Ruschenberg is a freshman at Bishop Chittard. Tell me a little bit about Ruschenberg.
Ruschenberg is had one of the most competitive wrestle-offs this season between Charlie and Ortega, the senior. Charlie lost the first one, hadn't lost since.
Joe, I got to Adam with this.
Right.
Adam, a nice finish today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the move, the finishing move, and how's it feel to get the first 6 points for your team?
It feels great. I just felt that he was high. Got in the arm underneath, went to a half, got the wrist, and I just kept driving it.
Say hi to Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Ruschenberg and Rupert. And Rupert is having his best season ever. He's 17-4 as a senior. Coach Corey Watkins wanted me to mention that he's just doing a good job of giving his all to this program and being an example for the rest of his teammates. So Ruschenberg with a quick takedown and a 2-0 lead here in the first period.
Yeah, he also comes from a wrestling family. He's also a solid baseball player, actually, too. Looks like we...
Close to locking hands.
Yep, it's close to it.
Ruschenberg has a big brother in the lineup at 160 pounds. They transferred in from Brownsburg, so they were kind of formed in a fantastic program out there on the west side of Brownsburg. They wanted to come to Bishop Chittard, and they've been a great addition to this school. Again, Charlie out to a nice 2-0 lead right now.
Yeah, as of right now, I think west of Indianapolis is pretty good at wrestling. They're probably one of the best spots to go and wrestle right now.
The county.
Other than here, yeah.
The county.
The county.
Okay, Charlie staying off of his knees. He's staying heavy. Having a hard time breaking him down.
He's putting all that pressure on his hands. A little suck back. It's close to it at least.
Referee has not awarded one yet, so Charlie's still in control. 45 seconds left.
Oh, he's in deep there on the leg. You see a cradle coming here soon. He gets it locked up.
Yeah, he's got that head in the side, and he's trying to drive him across. Trying to get a couple swipes as we head into that second period. Blaze, great atmosphere. You got both programs at the edge of the mat screaming and yelling. There's a lot on the line today. He's got him bunched up. What we got here?
Oh, he's on his back there. There's a fall by
Blaze,
the freshman.
what did he do there? Tell us what he did right there.
He just kept heavy on the hands, and he ended up going over. I think that's something. There's something to be said about coaching right there, in my opinion. Not a lot of kids will really pressure forward on the other guy on bottom. So I think he did a really good job and stayed coachable.
All right, Chittard Trojans out to a 12-0 lead, 2 pins, and now we get to see the undisputed leader of this program, Eli Bustamante, undefeated. We're going to go down to Keith for an interview with the winner.
How are you? A nice match, and you got to make pretty quick haste with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
How's it feel coming in as a freshman doing wrestling for Chittard up starting program? Feels pretty good, and your team is in a good role so far this morning.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I love the sport. I love the team. It's just a good team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Joe.
All right, Bustamante out to a 2-0 lead. What did we see right there, Blaze?
We just had a nice double. He's working with the wrist in half right there, trying to get him over.
Again, Eli Bustamante has been here during the lean years. He was here for those 3-win seasons, and now his team has 17 wins. He's ranked 20th in the state. He's a 2-time semi-state qualifier. They believe that this guy is capable of getting on the podium. You've also got Roncalli with Glithero. They think he can get on the podium. It's going to be a showdown here at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, Joe. He looks tough. I mean, he's really working with that wrist in half.
And, I like it when you see a guy that's riding and there's not any space. He's really staying heavy on this guy. Braden's having a hard time just working up to his base. And Eli's got a whole series of things that he's trying to do right now.
Yep. I thought he was going to go butcher there, and he just kind of went, I would call it a kitty killer, kindergarten killer.
Another 6 points for Bishop Chittard. Next up, we're going to see the other half of the Ruschenberg brothers, John Ruschenberg. He's going to take on Gabe Summercamp, and I'm looking forward to this interview. Keith, he is going to be interviewing Eli Bustamante, again ranked 20th, 2-time city champ, conference champion a couple years ago. Here's Keith with Eli Bustamante.
So, Eli, tell me all about your senior. Your team has 17 wins. You've been here in the lean years. Now you're here for the strong years. You've been in the weight room. You can tell you that. Tell us a little bit of the success that this team is having.
It's been kind of a steady grind since I was a freshman, I try to build up the team, get as many guys out as we can, and it's just really fun to see how the work's starting to pay off and trying to have some success as a team, so it's a lot of fun.
There's no rumor that you go into Mr. Hansen's and you guys wrestle in between periods. That's a false rumor, right?
Maybe.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Blaze, the last 2 matches that they've cut back with us, Chittard jumped to 2-0 leads. What do you think of the Chittard Trojans? Are they looking aggressive this morning?
They are looking ready to go. They are getting fall after fall. I want to kind of highlight what Eli Bustamante just said over there on the mic. He was getting questions asked about himself, but he was ready to talk about his team before he's talking about himself. So I think that's something that you see in a lot of leaders in high school especially, and I think it'll show. And I think that's what's showing right now in this dual meet, and that's what really pushes people.
Yeah, it's a great observation, Blaze. I do appreciate that. He's a good kid. He's got over a 4.4 GPA. I think that he's got his best years ahead of him, and he's having a heck of a senior year.
Yeah, and that was a heck of a fall by the junior Ruschenberg, older brother.
So we are going to go over to Keith and we're going to hear from junior John Ruschenberg. Once again, he's talking to his coaches. We're going to have Ruschenberg with a few words with Keith. Now we got a freshman, Cade Rickard, versus a two-time Circle City Conference champion, Nolan Buckman. I think this is Brebeuf's best shot at having a conference champion right here at 170 pounds.
Yeah, he suffered only 2 losses to, well, he suffered 2 losses to Cathedral's J.J. Brown, and one to Caden Brewer, and another to Batesville's Josh Mobley, and all those guys are pretty good. Couple more losses on top of those, but he stays athletic and is a strong build for a freshman. I think he has a really bright future, Joe.
Now here we go with interview with John Ruschenberg and Coach Keith.
John, how you doing? Good job. Quick, you guys are making quick pace with Brebeuf here.
Yeah, we're trying to make him end as quickly as possible and get home. So we're going to do this easy matchup, but we still got to work and do our best.
Talk about a little bit about your routine this morning. Got up early, laid down the mats. You guys are playing, really doing a good job. Talk about the match.
That's good. I just had to know how to come out strong and finish them off easy so we can all end early and go home and get ready for next week.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good job.
Buckman takes care of business. He was the starting quarterback on that state finalist football team for Brebeuf Jesuit. He's going to come over and be interviewed. This is going to be a nice match right here at 182 pounds. Dorian Lee, who looks like a 220-pounder, versus Tommy Hannon, 4A All-State running back who has been away for wrestling for 3 years and has returned, won a city championship. So we got 2 big boys, 2 great football players squaring off right now. We're going to go to Keith with the Nolan Buckman interview.
So, talk a little bit about the match.
I don't know. I just got caught. I tried to hit a duck, but he kept my head. Just threw it into a headlock. Got stuck in my back.
Talk a little bit about your team. You guys are doing very, very well with a lot of wins this year. Talk a little bit about the growth of this program.
You know, it just comes from like hard work and dedication in the room. Coming to practice every day, working your butt off for 2 hours. That's about it.
He has to work his butt off for 2 hours, and then you study because you're a good student as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
All right. Lee and Hannon are mixing it up right now. No score yet. 182 pounds.
Yeah, it's been a tough hand fight for sure, Joe.
And you know these guys are both raw. You know, they're really raw and they're very, very strong, and they're both super, super tough. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one turns out. A little break in the action here. Corey Watkins kind of challenging the referee. I don't know what kind of question he had here, but here we are. Back in action with about a minute left in the first period with a dual meet score of 24-6. Bishop Chittard in control.
I think that might have been time. I think time might be up right here. Nope, it's opposite side. My fault. Opposite.
So Tommy had a nice shot. He cleared that arm, but he got extended, and Lee got that takedown.
Yeah, big mat return as well.
Can we have Keith turn his mic off in between?
Going back to talking about Tommy Hannon, he joined the team in early December and wrestled up through 8th grade before coming back to wrestling.
You know, Blaze, I watched him kindergarten through 8th grade, and he really was one of the toughest CYO wrestlers I ever saw.
Yeah.
You know, again, I use that word probably too much, tough, but he's an all-state football player. He started both ways, offense and defense. He was first team 4A all-state, was the undisputed leader of that football team, and he's also a really good rugby player. He's being recruited by West Point to play rugby in college, and that's his first love is rugby. So he loves these physical sports. It's good to see him back on the mat. At the end of the first period, it is 3-2. Tommy Hannon.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said also about, you know, someone being in the room that just knows how to grind and puts their head down and just goes. And I think he's probably a firm example of what this program wants, and you know, he's setting up a great example for Cade Rickard, who lost in the match before on a tough shot.
Yeah, and going back to Cade, he's similar to Roncalli. They have a 170-pound freshman in their lineup. And when you come in and you're wrestling at a high weight like that, you take your lumps, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And I know there's some, he looks, hold on, I'm trying to watch this. Looks like we got a little break in the action right there as well. Yeah, you take your lumps, as a freshman, you just gotta go with the flow and try to get the win if you can, but not all the time it's gonna happen. You're young, so you're still learning, you're still trying to figure it out, and it's tough getting thrown out there to the wolves, but everyone's still behind you, and I think that's what really changes the duel's pace as well. People still being there for you.
And you talk about like a Cade Rickard who comes in at 170 pounds as a freshman, and you think about, your little brother who wrestled 106 as a freshman. You think about Cody Glithero, who's 152 pounds. He wrestled 106 as a freshman. They grew into the weight. I think when you come in, it's a little bit of a blessing and a curse to have that kind of size. You're going to take your lumps against some bigger dudes.
Yeah.
Tommy in on a nice double. Great, clean finish there.
That was a great finish.
So he takes the lead 5-3 with about 55 seconds left in the second period.
He's covering the hips pretty
Tommy
well.
with a deep half here.
Dorian Lee fighting off the half pretty well. Getting to his base as much as he can. Tommy's doing a great job in covering the hips, especially on the edge there.
I think 82 is actually kind of a fun weight here today. You got three big dudes in Hannon, Lee, and Hansen. And I think it's going to come down to the winner of this takes on Hansen for the conference title today. That should be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of athletes in that weight class today.
Absolutely.
Lee up. Tommy folded him over. Lee's on his back now.
That's it. There we go. Tommy Hannon with another 6 points for Bishop Chatard High School, giving them a commanding 30-6 lead. He was up, I think, 6-3 at the time of that pin. Again, great job, Tommy Hannon pinning Dorian Lee. All right, I think that Tommy Hannon is going to be able to go over there, and we'll get a live interview with Tommy Hannon, the varsity 182-pounder at Bishop Chatard. So we're going to go back down to Keith with an interview with Tommy Hannon.
So, Tommy, tell me, what's tougher, running football and letting those big old brutes tackle you or wrestling the mat?
Honestly, the transition to wrestling has been a lot tougher. Just the transition to being on the field versus in a wrestling room. So I got to give it to wrestling. It's definitely a tougher sport. It takes more out of you.
Talk a little bit about your team. You guys are a good start today. Talk about the team and talk about why you're doing this.
The team's great. We got a lot of young guys. Younger class actually got me to come out. I wrestled in middle school. And it's been a lot of fun. Practice a lot of fun. Our coaches are young, energetic staff, and they get the best out of us.
Are you talking like old men like me and Mr. Hanson? We're just too old. We're not good for this thing?
No, you guys are great. Mr. Hanson's the best. He's All-American at IU. Love Mr. Hanson a ton.
You get a nice job. Your team doing very well, ready for a conference championship.
Yeah, we're out here fighting our best every match. We're taking it match by match, kid by kid, and we're doing our best to get a win today.
Rumor has that lunch is your favorite subject. Is that right?
Lunch? I love to get in the cafeteria, get a little break in the day.
There you go. Back up to you guys.
Hey, two things, Keith. I was not an All-American at IU. I wrestled at IU, and I had an All-American in my weight class. And Tommy Hannon is being he's being recruited by West Point. So he is pretty smart in the classroom, and he goes way beyond lunch. There we go. All right, we're jumping all the way to 106 because we had forfeits at 195, 220, and heavyweight. So 18 more points for those mighty Bishop Chatard Trojans. Right now at 106 pounds, we have Nigel Dix, a freshman from Brebeuf, taking on another freshman from Bishop Chatard, Stephen Bell.
Yeah, Stephen Bell had some wrestling experience in his youth through the CYO programs, and I think he's ready to get after it today. another freshman in the lineup as well.
So he's weighing in light, 85 to 88 pounds, they're telling us. He's an undersized 106-pounder. How do you coach a guy like that? When you're giving up that kind of weight, what do you tell the kid?
Obviously, he's here for a reason, and I think he has a lot of heart in him. Being undersized sometimes can be to your advantage.
Yeah.
A little swifter, a little faster. You never know. But, you just tell him to go out there and give it his all, and I think right now he is.
All right, Nigel Dix, they're in kind of a interesting position here. Nigel had the first takedown, but Bell has kind of worked his way out of that. Hasn't been given one yet. They're still saying that Dix is in control.
Yeah, Bell has a front quarter right there. He switched it over to a front headlock.
Off the mat, they did give one, so it's 2-1. I think we're going neutral right now.
Yeah, that was an interesting scramble right there. Yeah, I've noticed that. A lot of the smaller guys are always in a much funkier position than the bigger guys.
Absolutely. At the edge of the mat, Bell takes a shot, but he gets smothered pretty quick by Dix.
Yeah. Good on Bell by holding on to that arm there.
And, Dix didn't take advantage of that. He was on top. He was heavy. They're at the edge of the mat. Now Dix counters with another shot.
Yeah. See right there, Dix shouldn't have went, brought his left hand to the hip. And that's how he gave up. That's how he didn't score right there. So,
first period ends with Dix leading 2-1. He chooses down. Again, great match here at 106 pounds between Nigel Dix and Stephen Bell.
Watching this Mr. Chittard team, they're pretty good at covering the hips, especially when they're on top, just staying dominant. I think that changes the whole pace of a match a lot of the times.
I've been at this school for 5 years, and I've watched the evolution of these guys, and just every day. It's so much fun because I love this sport, and I know how much you love it too, but they're improving every day, and that's all you can ask. That's what Penn State does. They go in, they have fun, and they improve every day, and that's what's happening to these kids.
Yeah, I think.
What do we got here?
Oh, a little cradle right there by Dix. Bell doing a pretty good job trying to fight it off, but you can only do so much in that position.
Right. His
you got to break.
Is not down, and he's fighting those hands right now, and he looks like he's going to be able to roll out of this, but there's still going to be a 5 swipe. He's going to get 3 back points here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with him being undersized, he just has to break that lock with his hands and hope for the best. There he goes.
I don't know the coaches mentioned that Stephen Bell, he's just got a lot of heart. When you're going out there every time and giving up 15 to 20 pounds, it's tough. But what have you seen from this kid? Clearly Dix is bigger. What have you seen out of Bell?
He has no quit in him. That's for sure. He's ready to go, and he was on his back in a cradle, and he ended up getting away. Like, that's something. That is heart.
And Blaze, that's the beautiful part about wrestling. When you're in football and you're down, it's hard to win instantly. When you're in basketball and you're down by a bunch of points, it's hard. But you can be down by 14 points and win it.
Still end up getting a
fall. I love that about wrestling, and that chance is always there. You always have a fighter's chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, heading into the we're heading into the third period. Stephen Bell is down. Looks like 7-2. He chooses neutral. Dix passes the arm, tries to get a shot in.
Yep, Bell staying in his face, doing a pretty good job in the hand fight.
Yeah. He's still moving him. He's still, closing ground, controlling the center of the mat. It'll be interesting here to see if our referee calls the rebuff wrestler for stalling.
Yeah.
He does.
There he does.
Right on cue.
Yeah, going back to him, just giving it his all. Like, Bell's still going, even though he's down 5, and he's trying to catch those stall calls, and I think that's smart. That's smart wrestling, smart coaching.
Now Dix with a shot.
gets caught in a headlock there.
Yep, he's got 2 arms. This is going to be tough for Bell to get out, but he has fought this whole match. He's got a minute left. This is going to be really tough here.
See if he can squirm out again.
Looks
Dix
like
knows
Nigel
he has time.
Dix is, his elbow's kind of in the way from letting him sink those shoulders into the mat. We'll see if he can kind of adjust.
Yeah,
he's dealing with a couple things.
With
his elbow there and then the edge of the mat.
Yeah, with his arms over both of his. He can't get his arm under his head to lift it up and get the shoulders down.
So if he does ride this out, he is going to get that major decision. He's going to get 4 points for Brebeuf, but I mean, it would look a lot better on that score if he could get that pin and earn 6 points for the team.
Still hanging on here.
Yep. You know, Blaze, Corey Watkins, the head coach at Brebeuf, it's his 4th year. And he's done a nice job with his program, but he's also done an exemplary job in the entire city of Indianapolis of building the girls program. He has 9 girls on his team. 3 of them went to state yesterday. 1 of them took 3rd, Maddie Bunkoski. Willa Arnold took 6th, and then Ailey Ferris-Rowe did not place, but she was a state qualifier. So he had 3 state qualifiers in that women's state tournament yesterday. So hats off to Coach Corey Watkins. That is an aspect of our sport that's growing pretty quickly. We're going to go down live right now, and Nigel Dix is live with Coach Keith.
Nigel, nice job of running that match, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my coaches first off, and my teammates for helping me throughout my match. And that's really it. Thanks to my parents for making the sacrifice that they have done to get me to this position.
Tell me why you picked wrestling to do this for a high school career.
I always liked to wrestle since I was a little boy, so I might as well try to do it. I started wrestling in 6th grade, so I came to high school. I might as well keep continuing it, and here I am.
Talk a little bit about your team making a little run here.
I would like to say thank you so much, because without them, I don't know where I would be. I probably wouldn't be winning like I am today. I would like to say thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Going back to women in wrestling, it is a growing sport, especially in Indiana, I would say. We produced a couple of people. Wasn't girls state yesterday?
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
And again, those numbers are improving and just growing at record pace. Mm-hmm. So we got a 4-foot for Bishop Chittard at 113, 120, and 126. So Gabriel McNamee, Sam Bustamante, and Ethan Brown all get 4-foots, and then we're going to close out today's duel between Bishop Chittard and Brebeuf with Will Hudson from Bishop Chittard, and representing Brebeuf Jesuit is Nelson Spear. Final match of this duel. Tell us a little bit about senior captain Will Hudson.
Will Hudson started coming into summer practices right after the 2020-21 season. He's been a great leader during conditioning in the room and helps younger guys push through adversity. He took his junior year off after wrestling as underclassmen, and it's beautiful to see him back on the mat.
As we jump into this final match, quick reminder, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. What's going on in this match, Blaze?
The Brebeuf kid actually got it on a nice high crotch there on the left side, giving up a takedown. Will Hudson.
So Nelson Spear and Will Hudson are in this match. Again, Spear is a junior. Will Hudson is a senior. And again, his final run here. It's nice to see these seniors who started off, a couple years ago winning only 3 dual meets, and now this year they win 17. Again, you and I have picked up on this. The culture has shifted within this program. Pretty impressive first-round victory for the Bishop Chittard Trojans.
Yeah, with a young coach on their side, I think it's always high intensity, and with the culture changing, everyone's a little excited, a lot more excited actually. I wouldn't say a little, and they're just kind of shifting it to where, they're gonna be dominant in a dual meet setting. When it comes down to, kids just pushing it, especially in the weaker weight classes of the younger guys.
So again, Will Hudson gets the escape. It's 2-1. We've got about 1:05 left in the first period. Bishop Chatard with a commanding 60-9 dual meet lead. And there, Nelson Spear with a takedown.
Nelson Spear got in. He was caught in a front headlock, but he ducked under on the left side there and ended up getting the takedown. With Hudson not getting his hips back, that's how he gave up the takedown. But
Hudson with another escape, cuts the score in half. It's 4-2 with 30 seconds left. One thing I like about the Chatard Trojans is when they're down, they're still coming at you, and that's what I see in Will. He's still staying in his stance. He still has that inside tie there. He's passing that arm. He's trying to score here, not giving up.
Yeah, leaving it all out there for sure.
There he is.
That was a pretty shot. Nice little high crotch to the left side there.
All right, Blaze, our coaches used to tell us wrestle through the period, try to finish on top, and that's what Will did. He was taken down twice. It's 4-2. There was 19 seconds left, and what'd you see there?
I just saw him keep on going, just being coachable. I think it goes back to them having young, high-intense coaches. I think he's just ready to go.
Yeah.
He stayed on top with a nice. He's kind of letting them up a little bit. The tight waist wasn't too tight, but I think he was trying to get the guy to open up a little bit and maybe get a mat return late in the period.
Yeah. This one might come down to the wire. We are tied up here in the second period. Will Hudson with an escape. Now he has a 1-point advantage.
He's controlling the elbows pretty well.
Nelson Spear trying to get his team a victory in this last match of the duel, which has been dominated by Bishop Chatard. But again, hats off to Corey Watkins for a great job at Brebeuf, and certainly Nate Spangle, to me, is the Circle City Conference Coach of the Year, what he's done with this Bishop Chatard team.
Yeah, and Will Hudson's been doing a pretty good job on, making the center of the circle his. A good sprawl there by Hudson.
.30 seconds left. Again, Hudson with a 1-point advantage. Fake there by Spear. Hudson stays in his stance.
There's a nice drag there. Score 2. See if he uses this wrist.
20 seconds. Let's see if he can get the ride out. How important is it for him to finish on top and ride this period out?
I think it just shows dominance in the period, and it'll hopefully deter the kid to not try to get up again. But let's see.
Yeah, he gives up that 1 point. It becomes 7-5, and you're a takedown away from tying the match. That was a big ride out for Will.
It was a big ride out.
Third period, we start neutral. This is going to come down to the wire, and I love that. Like a nice close match here at the end of the day. We've seen a lot of pins in this duel. We've got a nice close match here at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Hudson being coachable, holding the wrist, being up. That was a pretty shot again. Nice double.
So he set that up. He stayed in his stance. He got in, and, I was always taught head up, back straight, hips in, pressure, and he did all that. He shot. I saw his face. His head was up. His hips were in. His back was straight, and he finished beautifully. Maybe that might have broke Nelson Spear here.
Yes. Spear was giving up a lot of pressure there. He's trying to force something a little bit, and I think Hudson took advantage of it. Him hanging on to his wrist. There he goes, the cradle.
See if he can get this locked up. He's got a 5-point advantage, 9-4, with a minute left in that third period, final duel.
Looks like Hudson tried to go for the power half there.
We have a final on mat 2. It looks like Roncalli has shut out Guerin Catholic 67-0.
Funky little roll. Hudson trying to hang on.
Looks like we have a blood timeout here. MJ Barnes, our trainer, who does an awesome job at Bishop Chatard High School. We're going to pass things down to Keith Meyer, the coach. Take it away, Keith.
What's your opinion? What's a blood timeout? What does that mean? Tell our fans maybe at home not used to that, maybe seeing the WWF that doesn't see real blood, but what does a blood timeout and how much time do they have to stop that blood?
I'm not sure on how much time. I know anytime a referee sees blood because of bloodborne pathogens, they're going to stop the match. And they're not going to expire any time on the meat clock. They're going to have separate time for blood. I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, five or four, and then 2 for injury.
I say, because we see that this is the first time that we've seen this tonight.
Yeah.
And, last year, Joe, or 2 years ago, Joe, it was continuous in this match of that. So it's very good. And to explain to our trainer, really top-notch trainer here at Chatard.
Yeah, MJ Barnes came this year to Bishop Chatard, and she has been exemplary. She is everywhere, and the students love her. One of her many gifts is that she sings the national anthem at a lot of our home games and home meets. She's got a beautiful voice, very, very talented. Back to the blood time. A couple years ago, SRN covered that Southport sectional,
yes,
and
sir.
David Page won a sectional championship because his opponent used too much blood time. So that can happen. If you run out of blood time, you're going to lose the match.
All I know is if I have blood, if you see me have blood, just send me to the hospital immediately. Back up to you guys.
I want to take a few moments to thank some of our sponsors. First one, we want to talk about Serenity Care Services. They're an Indiana licensed service agency. They are a friendly and experienced team of caregivers that you've been seeking. Call Angela at 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding areas. So thank you to Serenity Care Services for their sponsorship. Okay, Blaze, one more time here. The Bishop Chatard Trojans, they hang 60 points, possibly more on Brebeuf. Roncalli, they I think finished up 60-0, or maybe it was 80-0. Their score showing 80-0 right now. Again, we're headed for a showdown in that final match, aren't we?
Yes, we are. These are 2 tough teams.
And again, I think it's going to be hard for Bishop Chatard to overcome Roncalli today, but they're moving in the right direction, and they're making this conference championship a little bit more competitive than it's been in the past years. Again, Roncalli's won 6 in a row, and we've got Bishop Chatard red hot, 17 dual victories, trying to come in and knock them off today.
Yeah, that is awesome. Going all the way to 17 dual wins. You don't see that. You do not see that fast.
Right. You don't see that pendulum swing that fast in that favor. They did a nice job. Another thing that I want to mention about Bishop Chatard, for the longest time they were one of the few teams in Marion County that did not have a wrestling room. As of this year, they have a wrestling room, and it's made a huge difference. Two competitive circles, and it's made a big difference.
Back down here on the mat, Joe, the final score at Roncalli was 80-0. That is the correct score. Back up to you.
All right, 30 seconds left. Will Hudson up 9-4, trying to close this duel out with an exclamation mark. He's got a half.
Yeah,
what's he got to do here? Yep.
He's just trying to hang on right now, it looks like. But if he can get out to the side and maybe possibly get the fall, it's going to look real nice for Bishop Chatard here. Hudson staying heavy, covering the hips really well.
And there it is. 3 more points. That final dual score is going to be 63-9. Again, first round results. Roncalli defeats Guerin Catholic 80-0. Bishop Chatard defeats Brebeuf Jesuit 63-9. Senior captain Will Hudson finishes strong here at 132 pounds. We're going to start that next duel at 145 pounds. I think we're going to have a little break in the action after we interview Will Hudson, who was rocking an awesome mullet, by the way.
A nice mullet.
All right, we're going to pass things down to Coach for a final interview today at this dual meet with Will Hudson, a senior at 132 pounds.
Thanks, Joe. Will, nice job. You got to stop that bleeding, but follow through.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. That blood really kind of messed with me a little bit, but...
Talk a little bit about the match. It was a 3 grueling 2-minute matches, and pretty tough match. He ran you really well.
Yeah, he did. Give props to the opponent, of course. I mean, he did pretty good. I just went out there and did what I do, man. I don't know.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Back up to you guys.
All right, that ends everything. We're jumping into exhibition matches. I think we're going to be taking a little bit of a break. And when we return, round 2 will feature Bishop Chatard versus Guerin Catholic, Roncalli versus Brebeuf Jesuit, and again, all for this Circle City Conference Championship. Right now we're at exhibition matches. Both of those varsity duels are finished. We're going to go ahead and take a break in the action. This is IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
And I love that they're doing exhibitions.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Back at Chatard High School as we're at the Circle City Conference Wrestling Meet. It's Keith Myers, MJ Barnes with us. Last time we talked to MJ, we were looking at soccer balls, and you were doing a concussion protocol last time we talked. It wasn't on me, so that was a good thing. Talk a little bit about the winter sports now that you're involved with at Chatard.
Thanks, Keith. So right now we have wrestling going on, of course, and then we also have our swim and dive team is off campus, but I help them after school, and then we also have winter sports of basketball, girls basketball, and our boys basketball teams.
Long day for both of us. We got here at 6 o'clock. We're not going to leave here until about 4:30 or 5 because we got a basketball game today as well.
Yeah, you know, it makes for long Saturdays. It takes up the weekend, but there's a lot worse places you can be kind of stuck to work, so, you know, I shouldn't complain. I get paid to watch sports.
And you're working with IndianaSRN today, and that's a thrill for you, right?
I always love seeing you on, Keith.
Talk a little bit about if there's somebody watching this broadcast that may not be a wrestler, may not be a basketball player, but want to be involved. This would be a good opportunity for them as well, right?
Yes, sir. So I have started a sports medicine club now, so our students can come around after school, hang out with me, learn about medicine, get involved, getting to hang out with the team, help them through their injuries, through blood times and such.
The cool thing about this lady also does a lot of TikTok. Talk a little bit about that, because everybody want to know, are we on TikTok today? Did you do your TikTok thing today?
So I am taking some videos to make sure I can make a TikTok at the end of the day. I will try to post it on Twitter. My Twitter handle is BCHS_sportsmed.
Make sure SRN gets some love.
I most definitely will tag you.
All right. I know we're going to take a break. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll be back after this. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the intermission. Now we're ready for phase 2 of this Circle City matchup today. Chittard taking on Guerin Catholic. Joe Hansen will be joining us in just a second. We want to thank you very much for watching today. Don't forget, if you would like to make more kids on TV, hit that donate button, IndianaSRN.org. Joe, it's back up to you guys, ready for Guerin.
Okay, it's Joe Hansen again here with the IndianaSRN broadcast, joined by Blaze Lowry. He's doing the color commentary. Again, here we are, second round. Bishop Chittard takes care of business, and they defeat Brebeuf. Roncalli shuts out Guerin Catholic. We're in the second round here. We're going to start with 145, and it looks like Charlie Ruschenberg's going to get a 4-foot, and we jump into Eli Bustamante at 152 pounds. And we have a highlight, and Blaze, talk us through this highlight of 152-pounder Eli Bustamante.
Yeah, so Bustamante actually reaches under and gets kind of like a butcher position, and then ends up kind of just pancaking him out and threading the legs a little bit, and then he gets the fall.
So he moves, I think, to 25-0. He's ranked 20th. We've got Cody Glithero, who I'm sure took care of business over on the other mat. He's still undefeated. He's ranked 5th. It's going to be a showdown, and what's cool is we're going to have 2 undefeated teams most likely heading into this last round, Roncalli and Bishop Chittard, everything on the line for that team trophy. But the first match of the night is going to be Eli Bustamante and Cody Glithero. What do you think about that?
Hopefully it's a good one. Bustamante is obviously proving himself, in this last match especially, getting the fall. It should be an awesome match.
I want to tip my hat again to the Bishop Chittard Trojans. They've done a nice job of resurrecting this program. Very, very impressive. They've got a coaching staff. We've talked about Nate Spangle in his second year. They also have Shane Ryder, who is from the University of Iowa, a longtime wrestling fan. Bailey Schober, a 2014 graduate, went to Greenwood High School, placed 8th and 7th. And then Brent Johnson, who was a teammate of yours. Talk to me a little bit about your former teammate and him being on this team. What's he have to say to you? I saw you talking to him before the match.
Yeah, so he's just really excited to be coaching right now. He's out with a new job, just young, straight fresh out of college. Just went to Marion University. They got a tough squad over there. One of my other teammates, Jack Servy's actually got his 100th win this past week, so we were talking about that for a little bit, and just catching up on good times. Just going to high school with him. It's awesome watching everybody grow within wrestling.
Very nice. So we're starting off here with Bishop Chittard and Guerin Catholic. Charlie Ruschenberg, freshman, gets the 4-foot, and now we're going to jump into the team captain, Eli Bustamante, and he is taking on Isaac Richardson. Talked to Coach Jeff Danaski before the match, and he said that Isaac is a junior. He's an up-and-comer, an amazing work ethic. He's hungry, and he was actually elected team captain as a junior. So I think he got the 2 best wrestlers here for both teams at 152 pounds.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. Two matches in a row for Bustamante, I guess.
So he gets a quick takedown. He doesn't shoot, but he counters and spins around and gets 2. Now he's on top, and again, like you said, covering the hips and staying heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's staying heavy. He has kind of like a Blair ride going right there. Oh, gets the wing, lets it go. It's a nice cross face. Probably looking for the cradle there.
What's Isaac Richardson have to do right now? He's got a guy that's kind of smothering him and staying heavy and has reaching under and has that wrist control. What's he need to do to get to his base and get out?
Yeah, so I think he's trying to go for the basic approach on and just grab a hand and stand. That's what we're taught when we're young and everything. But with him having that wing stuck back there, it's going to be kind of hard for him just to try to stand up. Not much of a base to work off of.
Okay.
That wing is in tight.
Eli up 2-0 with about 50 seconds left. He's got that wing to the left side. Let's see if he can do something here.
Yeah, Richardson doing a good job of keeping his legs kind of up so he doesn't get turned as fast.
Great camera work here. Multiple cameras here. So Eli, here he is, trying to get that turn. He's got the wing. He's got a half. He's on the edge of the mat, and time kind of running down with about 20 seconds left. Trying to get a couple swipes here.
He's keeping that chain wrestling going. Bustamante's doing a pretty good job on holding that half and the wing at the same time, keeping all the pressure forward, as we said earlier.
Richardson looks strong. He looks like a real strong, big 152-pounder, so that's good. So 152 is loaded. I see Cody on the other mat, kind of pacing, looking for his opponent. And we've got right now Eli Bustamante and Isaac Richardson at 152 pounds here at the Circle City Conference Championships.
Yeah, it's only 2-0 right now, but it's been pretty dominant for Bustamante over here on this mat.
Richardson chooses neutral second period. He had the choice. He takes neutral.
Probably a smart decision on him. I think Bustamante was doing a pretty good job of being on top.
Yeah, when you Bustamante rode him for about a minute and a half, and that kind of makes the decision easy, doesn't it? You don't want to go down. Eli with a great takedown there.
Yeah, it was a pretty shot on the side. Just kept on going. Didn't have anything too secure, but figured it out. You can see a nice tilt coming soon. On the edge, though.
There we go. No swipes.
None.
Referee calls it off the mat. They return to center with Richardson down.
See, these guys were in college. That would have been.
That's right.
That would have been a lot of swipes
there. I love
there.
that. I kind of wish they had changed. They would change that at the high school level. Let these kids use more mats and extend or take away those stops, which I just think kind of disrupt the rhythm. Eli was in a great position. He had worked for that, and then because he was on the edge of the mat, he doesn't get it. So Eli cuts him.
Yeah.
Richardson doesn't earn the escape. He cuts him, so it makes the score 4-1 with about 50 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, Richardson doing a good job on, kind of closing him off and not letting him do too much on top. Giving himself a second chance on his feet. I think another butcher might be coming like last match.
That's right. Got him bundled up looking for that cross-face cradle. Let's see if he can lock those hands. 30 seconds left, and here we go.
There it is. Good job breaking the hands.
You know what I noticed about Eli? Right when he takes the guy down, he works for that breakdown. He takes him down and then right away doesn't think about it. What am I going to do next? He jumps in right away, cross-face cradle, starts smothering the guy and breaking him down. How important is that?
I think that's what makes a good wrestler to a great wrestler. Just chain wrestling, just knowing how to keep it going. Not a lot of guys are doing that, and I think he's doing a pretty good job at it.
What are you looking for out of Eli right now on bottom?
I would say a reversal, but he got the escape pretty fast, but he's doing great on top.
And you really can't win a state title if people dominate you on top, can you? You got to be able to get out.
Got to be able to get out. Yeah, he does a great job in covering the hips. I think his whole team's been doing that, especially watching the past duel.
I was able to talk to Coach Jeff Danaski at the start of the meet today, and he wanted me to make sure I mention his coaching staff. He's got Rory Heller, who went to Muhammad Seymour High School, which is a perennial powerhouse in Illinois, and he's got a guy named Keith Sounder who went to Bloomington South, was a state champion back in 1978, and he's just really, really pleased with the team that he has. It's a young team, but he's got a strong coaching staff. And a couple years ago, numbers were dwindling at Guerin Catholic, and now, again, young kids, most of them returning next year. Richardson here is a junior, so he'll be back next year. Even though he's losing to Bustamante, he's got a promising future.
Yeah, I always feel like they have at least a couple kids that are making it pretty far in the state series. I've noticed that since I was in high school at least.
All right, Eli with a 14-2 lead. Is he going to go for that pin, or is he going to be working for that tech fall here?
Kind of going back to that mat return he had back here, though. Closer towards us on the mat. It was nice. Tough shot, but easy to convert.
That was nice. That was really nice. And now, even though he's got enough points, I think, for the tech fall, they're going to let him work for the fall, which is big. That's that extra bonus point. But he lets it go. So how many points did he get there, Blaze?
He got 5. He got 5 there at the tech fall. Got to score 15 more points than the other guy.
All right. We're moving on to 160 pounds for Guerin Catholic. We've got Eli Hall. He's only a sophomore. And John Ruschenberg, that transfer from Brownsburg, is a junior. Big, strong junior, city champion in John Ruschenberg. But we're going to pass things down to Coach with another interview with 2-0 on the day, Eli Bustamante.
Well, Eli, you're 2-0 on the day. You haven't even worked hard. Come on, you're not even sweating.
I'm a little tired.
You got one more in you?
Of course, always.
Talk a little bit about this match. He really stayed with it. You had the technical to fall. Again, good quick start for your team.
Yeah, it was great. It was really hard to turn out. Obviously, I was waiting for that fall, but I'll take the tech, get some points up on the board for our team, and hopefully motivate the guys to have a similar attitude. Go, be aggressive.
I don't think people realize how hard 2-2-2 is. You have expended a lot of energy, and it just takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, but still ready to get another one. Beat this good kid from around college, so I'm feeling good. I'm ready.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Chittard out to an 11-0 lead in this second duel of the day, and John Ruschenberg out to a 2-0 lead, but in control on top here.
Sparks were flying at first. There's a nice little flurry that happened right in the middle of the mat.
Blaze is scrambling something that is just comes naturally to kids, or is it something that's learned?
I think it's both. I think it's kind of a natural thing. If you're more of a scrambly, hyperactive kind of guy, then you're going to do that. But a lot of people like to stick to the books, stay solid. For me, not so much. I like the fun stuff. If you like the little flash a little bit, then it's fun.
And there's guys out there that purposely create scrambles. They put themselves in those weird positions because they know, and that's where they feel comfortable. When arms and legs are flying and you don't know what's next, and it goes beyond that chain wrestling, they go for it. So
yeah, we get coached a lot on like winning certain positions, and like the percentages in which you would probably convert into a takedown or back points, and a lot of those scramble positions, if you're good there, it's not 50-50 anymore for the other guy. Sometimes like this senior here, Ruschenberg, yeah, he had a nice flurry at the beginning.
So Eli Hall works hard to escape, and Ruschenberg just goes after him. And again, we're seeing that from these Chittard wrestlers, and takes him down, rides him out, ends the first period 4-1. It's going to be Chittard's choice. Ruschenberg takes down.
Yeah, it sounded like Bustamante was ready for that Cody Glithero match next duel.
Yeah, it really is. I've got so much respect for both of those guys, and it's going to be so fun, and it's good for this conference, and it's good for the sport of wrestling.
Yeah.
All right, Ruschenberg having a little hard time getting out.
Yep.
We are 20 seconds into this, and Eli Hall, the sophomores, got a pretty strong ride so far.
Yep. It's kind of in that awkward position with that leg being on the inside there.
Ruschenberg with the escape. They're neutral. Let's see what happens here. Hall with a shot.
Yeah, a lot of coaches love that front headlock position, and Ruschenberg wasn't able to convert, but he had a good spot there.
I really feel like it's one of those positions where you have to score from. I don't care if I'm rooting for or against. If a guy's got a front headlock, man, that's just such an advantageous position, and you got to score there. So here we go. Ruschenberg with another takedown. He extends his lead to 6-1 with 50 seconds left in the second period.
See if he can get the return. Way to be coachable. Hall picking up some nice space there.
Here we go. Ruschenberg kind of in that front headlock position. Let's see if he can do something here. He's got a 7-2 lead with 25 seconds left on the edge of the mat. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, with that double unders in his head being under, it's kind of tough. You got to pick a side and go.
15 seconds. Ruschenberg with a shot. Hall with that front headlock position. I think we're going to get to the end of the second period. Oh, with a quick duck there, and 2 at the buzzer.
Yep, that was pretty.
That was nice. He's not stopping, man. These guys are well coached. They really are.
Yeah, it's always tough, like listening to your coach when he's saying cut him. But sometimes you just want to hang on a little bit and give yourself a breather. But he was being coachable, and he did his job. That's all you can do.
Down and Hall on top. Hall with a spiral ride. He's staying off of his knees and staying heavy, and Rushenberg's having a hard time. There he goes. He stands up and he breaks. So extends that lead to 10-2. He's got the major now. He's got that 8-point lead. Let's see what he can do here. This a takedown here. If Eli Hall's not going to win this match, a takedown here is going to be really big to save some points.
Yeah, we've been in this front headlock position a lot in this match.
Rushenberg with a shot. Oh,
he almost hit a field goal there.
All right, John Rushenberg covering, looking for 6 points, and he gets the pin. Congratulations to John Rushenberg. A great match. He was up 12-2 at the time of that pin.
That was a great match. A lot of fight in both those kids. I like how Hall kind of tried to hit that little field goal flip. Like he tried to flip him over, and that was fun.
All right, 170 pounds. We're going to have Cade Rickard. He's a freshman versus James Brooks, who is a senior. So Rickard and Brooks, freshman versus senior. Should be some fireworks here. Let's see if Coach is ready to interview John Rushenberg. All right. John Rushenberg 2-0 on the day, making his way towards Keith. Coach Keith, take it away.
They're always coaching you, right?
Yeah, they always try to do what's best for me, so I appreciate the coaching a lot.
Yeah.
They're really good coaches.
I like how you pay attention, and a couple times during the matches they said you're coachable, you're coachable. Talk about the field. I don't know what it means about getting a field goal. You almost got the 3. What does that mean?
Wait, what was the question?
The last move, you went in and got the pin very quickly, but you approached that pretty quickly. Talk about that move.
It was more of a scramble, actually. I was trying to go for a thing. He tried to roll over, try to get me on top, but I see my hips down and got him. So it was a scramble. I just came out on top on that. So
2-0 today. Feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Back up to you guys.
Blaze, we talked about taking your lumps here. Cade Rickard is a 170-pound freshman, and again, he's wrestling a senior.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen a lot of times. In off-season wrestling, your age groups are in 2-year clusters. He's wrestling a guy that could be 4 or 5 years older than him, and that's a tough gig for a freshman, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good he learns now, and better now than later, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys. I look at him, and you look at his body, and he's going to grow into it. I mean, this kid could be possibly a 195-pounder, 220-pounder by the time it's over.
Mm-hmm.
They go out of bounds, and Brooks had a 2-0 lead, but it looks like his shoulder's kind of hurt, and MJ Barnes is coming out there to kind of look at things. Hope everything's all right. Injury time has started. Cade comes over to the corner and gets some instructions. Over in the other match, Roncalli is up 42-6. I think Rebuff's lone win was at 170. Nolan Buckman, again, the 2-time conference champion, with a win over there. And they're at 106 pounds on the other match. And on this mat, we're still at 170 pounds. We're going to come back to the center. And Brooks with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, kind of shedding light on what Rushenberg was talking about over there in his interview. It sounded like he had a lot of wrestling IQ, and he was talking about where his hips were, and just staying coachable in general. And I think that says a lot about the coaches on the staff as well.
So again, Cade Rickard gets the escape, or is granted the escape. It's 2-1 with 40 seconds left. He's in on a shot, and boom, he takes a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, that was a nice little knee pull, going the opposite side there.
Blaze, talk to me about the mental part of this. And I can tell you this: I've watched Chittard, I've watched Roncalli, I've been watching the Circle City Conference for many, many years. And what I noticed about Bishop Chittard, Cade got taken down right away by the senior, but his demeanor didn't change.
Yeah.
And these kids are still getting after it. We saw Stephen Bell, that 160-pounder or 106-pounder who's undersized, still going for it. How important is the mental toughness part of this game?
I think it's about 90% of the sport, actually, my opinion. You can train, but it all comes down to heart and what you're willing to give. And I think especially when you have it from top to bottom, senior going from a senior to a freshman in this match, they're not giving up. They're giving up falls right there. Well,
and look at that, the freshman comes through, pins the senior with 2 seconds left in the first period. Very, very impressive. Cade Rickard with a victory at 170 pounds, putting 6 on the board for the Bishop Chatard Trojans.
Yeah,
Cade is going to come over and right away talk to Coach.
Not bad
Cade
for a
Rickard.
freshman. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I'm not going to wrestle you now. You can have my hot dog. Talk a little bit about the mindset there. A little injury timeout. What did Coach say during that 30-second break? Because the match totally changed at that point.
Right. I was just going for a stupid throw that I shouldn't have in the first part of that period, but he told me to not go for it, work my shots, and that's what I did.
All right, go look at the camera. Say hi to Grandma, because I know Grandma's watching. Back up to you guys. He's out of breath. Back up to you guys.
Guerin forfeited against Roncalli, but they present Gavin Van Meter, who is a sophomore, against senior Tommy Hannon. We talked about Tommy Hannon coming out of retirement and really has been a spark plug for this team. He's got a lot of wrestling experience, but he took some time off. His first love is rugby, his second love is football, and he's back on the wrestling mats. It's good to see him out here.
Yeah, I met a couple guys that I would say are similar to him, and, it's just cool seeing guys come back to wrestling and just, sticking it out for their team, and I'm sure all these guys are really happy to see him there. And
Boom. He's a great leader, too.
Yeah.
He's working hard, and there he is getting 6 points for his team. Nice job, Tommy Hannon. He is 2-0 on the day, and it sets up that showdown between Hanson and Hannon. Good friends with the family. Tommy goes to the school where I serve as principal, and he's going to come over, and we're going to hear from Tommy Hannon with Coach Keith.
Hey, Tommy, less than 45 seconds, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. We're ready to start the second round.
So let me talk to you a little bit about your next match, the Roncalli kid. Friends, foe, going to be kind of a fun match, huh?
Yeah, fun match. I mean, I know not Coach Hanson, Mr. Hanson for a really long time, just through St. Rock, CY Wrestling, and Luke's a great running back at Roncalli, so it'll be a good match.
As a senior, you got to be really thrilled with what this team has done, not only today, but what you have done all year long.
Yeah, it's been really impressive, especially from where we've been the last 5, even 10 years. Coach flipped a switch just like that, got us on track to be a good team.
Congratulations. We'll see you next match.
Thank you so much.
All right, good job. Back up to you guys.
All right, 195 pounds. It was a forefoot, and Chatard has sent out freshman Jacob Artega today, and I believe I'm not sure who we have at 195 pounds for Guerin.
Well, he had a tough takedown there.
So Guerin is trying to put a little some points on the board. They're down 35-0. Roncalli in control on the other mat, 78-6. Again, Guerin Catholic wrestler here off to a quick 2-0 lead against freshman Jacob Artega.
Yeah, Artega's trying to do a pretty good job on bringing himself back up to his base, but the Guerin Catholic kid's doing a pretty good job of smothering him, I think.
So again, we're a minute into this. We're into those bigger weights.
Ortega staying strong.
Guerin Catholic wrestler with a power half. Trying to throw his legs in and again break those hips down and get him flat. Let's see if Artega can fight out of this, come to his base.
Yeah, he has that leg sunk in. Yeah, he's turning there. That's something you don't see every day, a big man hitting these kind of moves.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Awkward position there.
And your family has always done that well. You and both of your brothers always were really good on the mat, throwing the legs in, doing that power half series.
Yeah, I think we saw success in it at a young age, so we just kept on rolling with it, and eventually it kind of progressed.
Okay. So it's Jacob Artega and Connor Spellman, who is a senior. Connor Spellman, the senior from Guerin Catholic, versus Jacob Artega, freshman. I believe this is at 220 pounds.
Yeah, Spellman's doing a pretty good job on staying athletic. Man, I've never had to wrestle at a bigger weight, but I'm sure it's hard to get up, especially when those guys are pretty big.
So again, it's been a full day of wrestling. What a great setup. Nice mats, big crowd, wonderful hospitality by Bishop Chatard. So glad to have IndianaSRN here. We want to say thanks to a few of our sponsors. The IHSAA Foundation. Subscribe to their newsletter, The Advocate, at IHSAAfoundation.org. Thanks to the IHSAA Foundation for what they are doing for our student athletes, and they do a great job. Again, boys wrestling, a sanctioned sport, and I think we are moving very, very fast to sanctioning girls wrestling in the state of Indiana. I know a lot of our surrounding states are doing that, and to me, the biggest news in the world was that the University of Iowa, the mecca of college wrestling, they added girls wrestling this year.
They did. I actually know a couple of coaches that got some T-shirts. It's awesome.
So Ortega here, he is down 4-2, but he's wrestling hard. We're at 220 pounds again. This is Jacob Ortega taking on Connor Spellman at 220 pounds. Spellman is a senior, again, another senior freshman matchup.
Yeah, we got a stall call there.
Ortega wearing him out, drawing the stall call. Now he's going for a cross-face cradle. Spellman trying to work hard to get out of there. Again, we've been talking a lot about Spangle, but we want to say thank you and congratulations to Coach Jeff Danaski at Guerin Catholic. He's been a teacher there at 7 years, and this is his second year of the coach, and then they were really hurting a couple years ago, and he came out and has kind of saved that program and has added a couple of fantastic credentialed assistant coaches, and his numbers are going up. He's got a young team. They're going to take their lumps today, but they're going to be around these next couple years.
That's awesome to see. You know, you don't ever want to see a program go away. I know being at UIndy, I've seen a couple of D2 programs kind of, fly into the wind, and it's sad to see because we don't have as much competition, and I love it.
Blaze, how important is it for these teams to develop that bench, those backups, those JV wrestlers, those freshman wrestlers? How important is it for the future of those programs?
Yeah, so we had a saying at Perry Meridian, we don't rebuild, we reload. And I think that says a lot about a program, and I think that's what Bishop Chatard's doing right now, and Roncalli's starting to definitely figure out as well, is that, if you have people behind, you guys are going to win in big dual meets like this.
Absolutely. Great observation. Ortega, the freshman, coming back with a takedown, ties it up 4-4 with a minute left. I'm going to say you're the coach. What's your strategy? You got a freshman right here on top of a senior. It's tied. Guy from Guerin gets an escape. He'll have the lead. What are you going to tell Ortega to do in this final minute?
Well, Ortega is dominating the match right now, and so I think Spellman's kind of tired right now. He was kind of hanging on to the lead, or at least trying to. So, I'd tell him to cut him, and
you're going to tell him to cut him. Okay.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we still got a whole minute of play left, so I think we try to figure it out, but we'll see.
I think Ortega looks a lot more in shape than Spellman. Ortega looks fresh. He looks good. All right.
Yeah, just doing a really good job of staying over the hips. Now he's looking for the turn.
Oh, he's looking for the turn. There it is.
There it is.
He's going to get at least a two swipe. He's going to maybe get a pin here.
He wore him down.
He did. Blaze, that was a huge risk. I would have told him to cut him. But I looked at those coaches, and they decided in the corner to ride it out. And within 10 seconds, he turned him and pinned him and got the victory. They rolled the dice, and it paid off this time, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, we're not the coaches. But, I mean, obviously he knows what he's talking about, so I'm glad he believes in his wrestler.
All right, we got another freshman, and this guy is very, very promising. Andrew Troy, he is a freshman here at Bishop Chatard, and he is going to take on Paul Gerskovich. Paul Gerskovich is a senior, so boom, another freshman-senior matchup, and we are down there with Jacob Ortega live with Coach.
Well, Jacob, as we were walking to the interview thing, everybody's high-fiving you and chest bumping you. Good job. Nice. Wore him down.
Yeah, I know. He got tired, and
I know we got that first one on me, but like, can't lose.
Tell me, when the coaches are talking to you, can you hear the coaches, and is it motivation to hear them, or are you shutting out, or are you thinking motivation?
Yeah.
Got a good coaching staff, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit, what's the finishing move? How did you wrap that up? You just wore him out.
I tried to rake him, but I couldn't, so I grabbed his leg and God went to fall.
The crazy thing is you're a freshman, right?
Yeah.
You got 3 more years of this, son. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Blaze, speaking of freshmen, tell me about freshman Andrew Troy here for Bishop Chatard.
Yeah, so Troy is not your typical freshman. He's a little light there. He got a nice takedown there. Look at that, put him to his back. He is light for the weight class, too. He's only weighing in around 205, 210. So this is a big deal being a freshman and all. That's awesome.
And I tell you what, a sweep single from a freshman.
Single.
You don't see that.
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight, yeah. You don't see that from heavyweights. And I tell you what, I serve as the principal at Bishop Chatard. This is a kid that walks the halls with a smile. He's got a charismatic personality. And all the coaches are just super excited about him because he's a freshman and he's got a body that he can grow into. He very well could be a starting lineman for that 15-time state championship football team. He's coachable. He's big. He's athletic. Nice, impressive victory for Andrew Troy.
That's awesome. Love to see a smile on his face.
All right, 106 pounds. Boom, we've got Stephen Bell and Joel Abraham. We are with Coach and Andrew Troy.
Andrew, how about that, huh?
It's fun. Love winning.
Mr. Hansen says you always got a smile on your face, that you're pretty happy. What makes you motivated and what makes you happy all the time?
Just playing the sport I love. I'm doing this my whole life. Just like makes me happy just to be out here with all these friends, having friendships, having bonds with everybody. It's amazing.
And all those CYO kids that you used to wrestle now are watching as a freshman and say, that's what I want to do. What would you do to encourage those kids to still stay involved in wrestling?
I'll tell them to stick with it no matter how hard it gets. I get as a 5th grader, wrestling 8th grade, it's always hard. Just stick with it. You'll succeed in life. It's worth it.
Congratulations, job well done.
You know, he's a Troy. I introduced Blaze Lowry as wrestling royalty. The Troys are too. The Troys have been around forever. Multiple state titles and state places with the Troy family. His dad was a state qualifier back in my day, so he's a good kid. He's got wrestling blood in him. Very, very bright future. What do we see here at the 106-pound match? We've got a freshman, Stephen Bell, versus Joel Abraham from Guerin, who's a sophomore.
Yeah. We got Bell deep in on a single on the right side. Nice little takedown there by the undersized 6-pounder. That's awesome.
You know, I was talking to somebody the other day, Blaze, and they, talking about how a good heavyweight can really bring a lot of spark to your lineup, and I would argue the same thing about a good 6-pounder.
Yeah, they're hard to come by.
You're going to start off with that little guy coming out there, and even though Stephen Bell is undersized, he's got these teammates excited, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's always hard to find a 6-pounder and a heavyweight that are like willing to really put it all on the line, and I think both these guys are doing a great job being freshmen and all, and I think a lot of the older guys got them hyped up as well. With a young coaching staff, it also helps.
So Bell does get 2 points there. Chatard out to a 47-0 lead, and then Stephen Bell trying to keep this going. Definitely shorter and most likely undersized versus Joel Abraham here. So it's 2-0. We're going into the second period, and both wrestlers are neutral to start the second period. Look at that movement.
Some nice shot fakes there. He's deep on that single. Abraham trying to hang on.
So Bell trying to post and work towards that leg. What's he do when he gets that angle? What should he do?
Yeah, so he's trying to get that elbow down and really sink his hips down onto the side there. But he got the takedown, so he did it right.
He did. He got that angle. You know, we always hear cut that angle, and he cut that angle, and that made a difference in him getting that too. He's off to a 4-0 lead out to the side, trying to get a near side cradle here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I bet it's hard trying to get that cradle when you're undersized and everything, but he's doing a pretty good job at it.
Got it locked up now. Let's see what he can do here. Blaze, how's he settle in here? What's he got to do?
Just got to sink his hips. That's all it takes.
And the undersized Stephen Bell, like I said, there's nothing like a 106-pounder to really add a little spark to your lineup. Nice job, Stephen Bell, on the victory. Can't wait to hear that interview with Stephen Bell and Coach Keith here. All right, 113 pounds. We've got Gabriel McNamee. He's a freshman, and he's going to take on Peter Wynn, who is a sophomore. Peter is probably the best wrestler on that Guerin Catholic team, so it's going to be fun to watch him wrestle today. Here we are, Coach Keith, live with Stephen Bell.
Okay, Stephen, when you got off the match, one of your teammates picked you up straight up in the air and threw you up in the air and caught you. You gotta trust him.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement around. First varsity pin, everybody's going crazy. It's awesome.
How excited was that for you?
Amazing. A lot of emotions running through my head right now.
Congratulations, job well done. You're working hard, right?
Yeah, thank you very much.
When you have to start a match, do you feel like you need to start off with a big win like that?
Yeah, definitely, just to boost confidence. Yeah.
He's going to have a smile on his face all day long, Joe. Congratulations, Joe. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys. Great interview, Keith. Again, nice job. Stephen Bell with his first varsity pin.
Yeah, a lot of high energy there. That freshman Andrew Troy lifting him up. That's awesome. First varsity win. It's a great milestone to hit.
So Peter Wynn did a nice job in the Mooresville Holiday Classic this year. What was his placement?
He placed third at the Mooresville Holiday Classic, actually. With Getz out of the lineup over at Roncalli, I think he has a good shot on staying undefeated on the day. And,
you know, Wynn, that Holiday Classic, it's one of those holiday tournaments that has 20-plus teams. It's right up there with the Modern Day and the Al Smith. Those classic holiday tournaments, that Mooresville Holiday Tournament has been around since I was in high school in the 80s. And to take third in that is a pretty big accomplishment. That says a lot about how tough this kid is.
Especially with it coming off of Christmas right there. Everyone's heavy. Everyone's, tired. So just coming out there and figuring it out, that's awesome for him. I remember back in the day when I was making weight after Christmas and I was, a lot over, and it was tough. It was a tough time, but you just got to stick through it.
All right, Wynn with a tilt here.
That's a nice tilt.
That is a nice tilt.
Has him locked into the hips there.
And again, I know that Guerin is having a hard time today. They're down 53-0 right now, and they had a hard time against Roncalli. But Peter Wynn, a sophomore, he looks great, and he's going to be around for 2 more years.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job on keeping that chain wrestling going.
And he gets a pin.
He gets the fall.
And he puts 6 on the board, avoiding that shutout. Peter Wynn with the win. It's always fun to say that. Next up, we have at 125 pounds, Sam Bustamante, a freshman, versus Nolan Shue. Bustamante, a freshman, and Shue is a sophomore. Let's go live to Coach with Peter Wynn.
Peter, nice win.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the match.
Well, I came in mad because the first match I lost to someone I shouldn't have. And I'll have to get second. I don't know if he wins.
So it's nice to get motivated just to go back and finish up, and nice to finish up with a pin.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Peter. Nice job.
Thank you.
I got mad, so when I got mad, I'm going to win. I liked it. Back up to you, Joe.
Yeah, we're stunned. We've been doing the play-by-play on this match. We didn't think that Peter Wynn lost that first match, but he sure did. And look, Sam Bustamante, little brother of Eli Bustamante, with a fast pin. Again, he's a freshman. Really cool that he and his brother get to share a whole season together before Eli graduates.
Yeah, it's always fun being on a team with your brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going back to what Wynn was saying, there's high emotion in duels, especially. I think him coming in mad really set the tone for him and his team, and hopefully his team will get mad too. Maybe we'll put up some more points.
All right, we're live with Sam Bustamante. Impressive victory for freshman Sam Bustamante. He's live with Coach Keith.
I think it was less than 45 seconds. Nice job.
Thank you. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the match and how did you know you had it?
Oh, well, you always got to go out aggressive, right? And you can kind of feel when someone's, going over,
under their back. I kind of just felt it, went with it.
Talk about this freshman class. This freshman class is really, really good. You guys are going to be with each other a long, long time.
Yeah, we have like 7 freshmen on our varsity, and that's just crazy because, we got them locked in for 4 years. So next 4 years, they're going to be amazing.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
We're at 126 pounds. Ethan Brown, a junior at Bishop Chatard, versus Shane O'Hale, a sophomore for Guerin Catholic. And we've got Brown out to a real quick 2-0 lead with a nice takedown.
Now, is that right? The younger Bustamante said something about 7 freshmen in the lineup.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
You don't see that every day, and especially with this high success. Now, Ethan Brown, being a junior, he started off coming to summer practices right after the 2021 season. And the regionals are not out of the question for his potential, and I think he could reach it.
Yeah. And, we talked about 7 freshmen in this Chatard lineup. They still got some other young underclassmen as well. I think the only seniors that they're losing are Bustamante and Will Hudson, and the rest of these guys are coming back, and they're putting up numbers today in this dual meet format of the Circle City Conference Championships.
Yeah, they're doing a good job on leading the path there, too.
What are we seeing from Brown right now?
We're seeing just a lot of wrist control and covering the hips as well. I think this team's doing a really good job at that. Good, big return there. Yep. Yeah, that was a nice turn.
Brown's going to end this duel, with a pin.
There it goes.
I believe Will Hudson and Adam Harkness are going to get forfeits, and that'll close out this duel with another big win. Roncalli wins on mat 1, 78-6. And Chatard's going to go 2-0 on the day, and it's going to bring that championship down. Well, we do have a match here. So Will Hudson, I'm not sure who he's facing right now.
Oh, nope, that's forfeit.
Oh, it's forfeit, okay.
Forfeit there.
All right, Coach is live with Ethan Brown.
So, Ethan, nice job.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about today, your 2-0 on today.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Tell me about your day. Wrestling pretty well today.
Oh, thank you. Going in, my coach just told me to try to get a snap down and then just get that turn. I was focusing on that half Nelson to try to get Mars back.
Go look at the camera and say hi to Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
There you go. I'm sure she's watching today. Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, sir.
Back up to you guys.
Hudson gets a forfeit. Harkness gets a forfeit, and I think that ends it. I think the final score here is 77-6. We almost have identical scores on both mats. So, again, Roncalli takes care of business 77-6 over Brebeuf, and Chatard takes care of business 77-6. Roncalli 78-6, and that sets up the 2-0 duel between Bishop Chatard and Roncalli High School for the Circle City Conference Championships. I'm going to say thank you to one more sponsor, and then we're going to cut away. We've got some exhibition matches, and we'll come back with the finals. Thank you very much to Family Source Insurance. They have you covered. Auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry to get a quote. 317-884-8046. Look to Family Source Insurance for all your needs. Email www.familysourceinsurance.com. And again, we will be back for that final duel between Bishop Chatard and Roncalli High School here on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Is back with us at Chittard High School, the Circle City Finals, and whoa, what a day! We talk about how fast this thing is moving, and we're about 15 minutes away from having the main event.
Yeah, so us and Chittard looks really strong, so excited. Quick day, we'll be done by about 12 o'clock, so we'll be good to go.
Talk a little bit about your team this year, how well you guys have been, and you don't look past, but you do have a big match this weekend too.
Yeah, so obviously Chittard's going to be a good test too, but really come together as a team, really strong from top to bottom. We've had some really good wins. We got second in the 3A team state. We won the county for the first time in school history, so we've done some really good things this year. So I'm pretty
South side of Indianapolis has always been with good wrestlers, and I tell you what, the feeder program. Talk a little bit about the CYO feeder program, because it's top to bottom the best anywhere in the state.
Yeah, CYO feeder program is really strong. We have a really good middle school group too coming through, so I'm really excited to see the future.
We're glad that you have us doing this. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to the last match.
Yep, thanks a lot.
We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll have an intermission, and I think we'll be ready to go in about 10 minutes. Right back up to you guys.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to the championship match of the Circle City Conference. Two games, one match left. Roncalli, Chittard should be in front. A great matchup for the Circle City Championship. The guys that are calling the game, Joe Hansen and Mr. Lowry. Back to you guys, up to you guys.
All right, again, this is Joe Hansen for IndianaSRN. Joining me with color commentary is Blaze Lowry. Blaze, here we go, the final duel. Both these teams are 2-0. Whoever wins this is the Circle City Conference Championship. What do we have to look forward to?
We have to look forward to a lot of championships on the line here. We got about, 10, did we say?
10 matches where whoever wins this is going to be the Circle City Conference Championship. And tell us about the first match. What are we going to see here?
So the first match, we're going to see Sparks fly with two undefeated seniors, correct? Correct, yeah. So Eli Bustamante and Cody Glithero, they are ready to go, locked in. And, I think they're both hungry and they want to stay undefeated. So let's see which team kicks it off right.
Here's the thing. Both of these guys are ranked in state. Glithero 5th and Bustamante 20th. Both of these guys have been to semi-state multiple times but have failed to punch their ticket. And here's what I love about this matchup, too. You've got a city champion versus a county champion. And, again, we couldn't ask for a better start to this duel. What you've seen out of Bustamante and what you know about Glithero, what do those guys have to do to win this match?
So I would say Cody has to be good on bottom if he's ever there. Bustamante's been a threat on top for sure. And I think Cody's a threat on his feet. He's really quick, really fast, and knows how to put together a lot of shot fakes with the shots and just has a good flow to wrestling in general.
And I've told people you're going to learn a lot about both these wrestlers today. And, it's not going to be the end of their season. Somebody's going to walk out of here with a loss. And sometimes that's a good thing. But, man, how often do you get to see – look at this. The crowd's doing the wave. How often do you see two undefeated wrestlers going at it? So, again, we believe that, 152, 160, 182, 195, 120, 126, 132, 138, and 145. We have Circle City Championships on the line. So Keith is now down with an interview with Mr. Glithero, Cody's dad.
All I know is you do a great job doing the wave.
Oh, thank you. I tried really hard.
So it's not baseball, it's not football, it's wrestling. And when did the wave become a wrestling thing?
We started it today. Go Roncalli.
Talk about the Circle City Conference. What a conference, and boy, some good wrestlers in this conference.
Yes, definitely some good wrestlers. I think this match right here that's coming up between Roncalli and Bishop Chittard should be the main match.
Okay, you got to do me a favor. You got to do it again. Slow motion pan, Nick. You ready? Thanks so much for the interview.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
All right, one more time.
Mr. Glithero getting the crowd pumped up. And, I don't think it was just a Roncalli thing. I think it was a wrestling thing. This is, some people call it a fringe sports, Blaze, but we know how life-changing this sport is, and it's good to see such a nice crowd and so many people getting excited about the great sport of wrestling. How did it change your life, Blaze?
Changed my life in a lot of ways. I didn't start out wrestling like most people really young. I mean, I did, but I quit for a long time, and I think it brought my family to like a family point. We were as close until we started all wrestling, and me and all my brothers went through all the Southside wrestling programs, it seemed like, and we just kind of figured it out from there.
And I tell you what, I have enjoyed. I enjoyed watching you wrestle in high school. I enjoyed watching Braden win a state title, and now you've got Bryce in this Roncalli lineup, who's the undisputed leader. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about your little brother a little bit more. What makes him special?
Say that one more time.
What makes your little brother special?
I just think he wants to grind. Like, he doesn't want to be the worst brother, so we're always competing, especially at the house as well. And I think he's doing a pretty good job on showing that he's the best one.
He's a good kid. Now. So we're going to pass things to Coach Keith, and he is live with Shane Ryder, who is a former IndianaSRN employee. He taught me everything I know, and he's now an assistant coach at Bishop Chittard High School. A great wrestling mind, Shane Ryder.
All right, Joe just gave you props. You used to work for us. Now you're wrestling. Joe stole you from us, and now you're doing this, and Joe took your job. What's easier, this or that production?
Well, there's no physical demands with being on air. You just put the headset on and you roll for a few hours. If you're in practice,
3-4 times a week, a couple hours a week. I'm in my 30s now, so it's a little harder on the body. The recovery is a little difficult.
30. I got you beat by 32 years, son. It's off season for you from the Indians, but this has been a pretty cool thing for you, and you really like this. You got a wrestling background. You're from Iowa, so everybody knows wrestlers in Iowa because you got to wrestle in the cornfield.
You bet. My family was all wrestlers. My dad had 14 siblings in himself. If you were a boy in the family, you wrestled. So being from Iowa and being able to be here in Indianapolis now for about 5 years, wrestling in Iowa is like basketball in Indiana. So we're just trying to get wrestling to that point, like my home state.
Let's talk a little bit about this match in particular. These two head-to-head. Man, this is going to come down to whoever wins the most matches.
We're hunting good competition, and Roncalli's at or near the best. They just took second last week in 3A at Team State, so we know they're the real deal. We've got our hands full here, but there's some winnable matches, and we're excited for it.
Talk about 17 wins. When you first started, it was kind of lean. Now it's done really well. You and Nate has built a program. Nate is enthusiastic. I mean, got here at 5 o'clock this morning to let me in the door, so he's loving this.
He's one of the younger ones on our staff, and he brings the energy in the room every day. He brings the energy in every meet. Really hypes our kids up, and like you said, he's turned things around. He was assistant a couple of years ago. We only won 3 duels, 2019, 2020. Last year we go closer to 500 at 12 and 13. This year, 2 more dual wins today. We're 19 and 5. Let's go get number 20.
What advice would you give Joe? More airtime for coach or more airtime for him?
More airtime for Joe.
All right, back up to you, Joe. You got a big fan.
Blaze, listen to this crowd. Everybody knows what's going on. 2 undefeated wrestlers, 2 ranked wrestlers, city champ versus county champ. Cody going for his 4th Circle City Conference title. Eli Bustamante going for his 2nd Circle City Conference title. What do we got?
Yeah, I like to throw a little shout out over to Mr. Glithero over there with his passion bucket full over there. He's
yes.
He got the crowd going with the wave, and they're all ready to go. This is a great match.
So here we go, man. They lock horns already. Glithero with a nice shot. Can he finish on the edge of the mat? No, he can't.
Bustamante using the edge as an advantage.
Okay, once again, keys to this match, Blaze. Keys to this match.
Keys to this match, Cody staying on his feet and then not letting Bustamante stay on top for very long.
Okay. Eli with a reshot. Glithero with that fireman's carry. Dompe tries to get Bustamante with a reshot, and then, Glithero capitalizes on that with a quick takedown here, 30 seconds in. Glithero with a 2-0 lead. Bustamante runs to the center. He chooses. He doesn't choose down. He is down. Cody wrestling with a lot of confidence this year, and he's a guy that started off at 106, and look at him now. He's a big, nasty 152-pounder.
Yeah, I think you see they have at least a couple kids in every team, and I think he's filled the shoes pretty well. It's a nice.
All right.
Yeah, it's a nice cradle coming up.
Bustamante is going to be in trouble here. He is in big, big trouble. There's a
He's
minute
trying to
left,
reinforce it there.
And that's a tight cradle. He's going to have to fight those hands and try to extend.
Bustamante doing a good job of defending it.
You and I have watched Cody all year, and when he gets to this, he doesn't have this hard of a time that cradle over. He definitely has the advantage right now, but he has a guy that's really going to fight this, see if he can turn this into back points.
Not one bit. And he's easier said than done. I mean, he's doing a great job trying to get him over.
So he's going to get did he get a 5 count there? Yep, he got a 5 count.
He got it.
Glithero jumps out to a 5-0 lead, and he throws the legs in.
Not getting his
hips in. And if he
in.
does that, he's probably going to be able to ride this period out. Tough first period for undefeated city champion Eli Bustamante.
Yep, doing a great job of stretching him out. Glithero hanging on for the last 5 seconds here, maybe getting an extra turn.
Blaze, what I've always been impressed with Cody Glithero is his athleticism.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is the kind of guy that can stand there and all of a sudden do a backflip. He's super, super flexible, very, very athletic. How does that help him?
Well, I mean, you saw it right there. He didn't give up the reversal at all, and most guys I think would. His leg being all the way up at Bustamante's chest. So, just staying athletic and staying strong in those positions has really helped him.
Bustamante's down, and he's not rattled. He doesn't look rattled. He's still in this. There's still 4 minutes of wrestling left. Glithero chooses down.
Doing a good job going back to that leg, trying to work him back down. Cody really nice in that wizard position as well. Looking for the little broomstick tilt.
Still 5-0. No points have been awarded yet. There's one. Cody out to a comfortable 6-0 lead.
Yeah, smart move by Cody there, just getting away.
Right.
A little funky position, didn't feel too confident there, so just got away and got us one. Looking for the dump there.
There's where his athleticism and his quickness, it's hard to compete with. It's really, really hard to compete with.
Yeah. I mean, now Cody's just big brother in him right now, it seems like, trying to get him to stand up. Let's see if he utilizes his 2-on-1 here.
We're 55 seconds left at 152 pounds. Circle City Championship on the line. Cody Glithero with a commanding 8-1 lead. And another takedown against Eli Bustamante makes that 10-1.
Yeah, I think another thing that we should highlight about Cody is when he puts his hands on the other guy, he's really packing the punch. You know, trying to find his ties, get to whatever offense he needs. He doesn't let the other guy control the ties at all.
No, he smothers him, doesn't he? He
Yeah.
really does. And when he cuts him, he goes right back into him, and he's in your face, and that's tough, man. You don't get a breather.
Yeah, it's not letting the guy breathe. Huh.
All right, Cody Glithero with a 12-2 lead with 25 seconds left. He's already earned the major. He's shooting for a tech fall. Coach Nate Spangle is challenging that takedown call. Maybe giving Eli a little bit of a breather, but Eli does not look out of shape. He's still pacing the mat. He realizes that he's dug himself in a hole. I don't look for Eli to slow up. I think he's going to still wrestle hard. But again, Cody Glithero looking for that record 4th Circle City Conference title in full control, 12-2.
Yeah, Cody came out strong and hungry. Bustamante can do his job here and just hold the major, especially if he gets his reversal here. That was a nice switch. That looked pretty, but Cody staying athletic there.
That's the gymnast in Cody right there, isn't it? That's the gymnast. You know, any other time that he does that, he gets 2. And that's really hard to convert when you got just kind of a guy with cat-like reflexes.
Mm-hmm. That was a nice drag by Cody there as well. Just keeping his head down.
All right, we're going to head into the third period. 10-point lead, Cody Glithero. Bustamante goes down, trying to get that escape point.
Yep.
This match isn't over. You and I commented earlier, the beautiful thing about this sport is you can be down 14-0 and you can still win. You can't necessarily do that instantaneously in football or basketball or some of these other sports. You still got a fighter's chance.
Yeah, tough spot for Cody right here. Same spot as first period, where that leg's all the way at the chest. Grabbing at the crotch. I think he should stay crossbody here.
Ref calls a stalemate. That probably is better for Cody. He was in kind of a weird position there, but again, his athleticism and his flexibility saved him.
Yeah, I don't think he was going anywhere. I think he was hanging onto those ankles and just making sure he was still secure. Pretty tilt there. Oh, couldn't convert. That was a nice roll. Just kept the chain wrestling going.
We've watched Cody all season control people with those legs. Eli's still working hard trying to pass that arm, trying to grab that leg that's in.
Yeah, Cody just sitting there kind of waiting for him to open up a little bit.
Waiting for him to open up. No back points yet, but it's pretty darn close. Nope, got a 1 swipe, there's a 2 swipe, there's a 3 swipe. He's going to get 3 more. He's going to make it 15-2.
Yeah, something that I like to do there is like reach all the way under and try to reach as far as I can, and hopefully I can get some backs.
Well, Cody Glithero looks great. We talk about potential podium. I said we're going to find some stuff out. I still think that Eli Bustamante can make it to state. I think he's got a good road there. Newcastle's tough. If he wins his regional, I think he can get to the state finals. But, man, if Cody does not place in the top 4, I think it's a disappointment.
Yeah, it's confusing. Well, I mean, you look at it last year, he made it all the way to, ticket round there at the bank. Well, at Newcastle, my fault. And, everyone thought that he was going to make it. Everyone thought that he was really close. And I think this year he's just hungry and he's just angry and he's ready to go and just get after it.
And that was a heartbreaking moment. I remember him losing to Luke Gonzalez, a guy that I think he had beaten earlier in the year in the duel. And
yes.
it was just that meat grinder that's Newcastle.
Yeah.
You'll always see strange things happen like that in the ticket round.
And Gonzalez from Cathedral.
Yeah.
Well-coached kids there. I had a Cathedral kid myself in the ticket round, and it wasn't very fun.
All right, here we go, 18-4. Eli with a shot, trying to get some points here at the end, but Glithero wins. That's a big, big, big win. A 4th title for Cody Glithero. Congratulations to Cody on a job well done.
Yeah, awesome match, guys.
Roncalli jumps out to a 4-0 lead. We're going to hear from Cody Glithero. Coach Keith, he has a guy that remains undefeated, Cody Glithero.
Well, you're undefeated. Great match, and you got to work at that, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty tough. He doesn't let anything easy go. You got to keep working, keep scoring points to the end of the match.
Talk about this conference. It's no longer a sleeper. This is a tough conference to win this conference championship.
Yeah, I mean, going into this, I knew he was going to give me a match, and I was going to have to work every point. So I just kept fighting, kept scoring.
Cody, now you can rest a little bit. You don't have to wrestle anymore today.
Yep, so good.
I'm glad, because I'm not going to wrestle you for a hot dog. You win.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Back up to you guys.
All right, we've got junior John Ruschenberg. He's 2-0 on the day versus Andrew Stuck, a senior. He is also 2-0 on the day. Andrew Stuck is ranked at 160 pounds. He was a Circle City Conference champion last year. John Ruschenberg wasn't a part of this school last year, so he didn't have a chance to win a championship. We got another good match here at 160 pounds.
Yeah, Stuck is a fighter. I've watched him all season long. He's fun. He's just fun to watch.
He's dangerous, too.
Yeah,
he's very, very dangerous.
There he is.
And he's always done a good job of that blast double and getting guys on their backs right away. Ruschenberg's got to fight. He's got to live to see another day here. He's dug himself in a little bit of hole. 3 back points. He's down 5-0.
Yeah, that was a good little catch on Stuck. You were just saying he was dangerous. I think he's done that in almost probably the majority of his matches.
He really has.
You look, he has that wrist control there.
New Indiana mat rankings came out yesterday. Stuck is ranked 19th at 160 pounds. He was a county runner-up. I think he finished second in that modern day tournament. He's got a few losses, but again, he's a guy that I think can make a run and qualify for state.
Yeah, he definitely has a shot.
We've got an illegal slam called here.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with that call. He didn't let his knees touch first.
Yeah.
Ruschenberg's a tough kid. It's not going to bother him. As a precautionary measure, MJ Barnes is going to go over and check him out.
Yeah.
I think it gives Ruschenberg a little chance to listen to his coaches, Bailey Schroeder in his ear, telling him to go after it, to protect yourself, to not let him get in so quickly. He's not even stopping those shots.
No. But that's the thing. Like I feel like Stuck is pretty good at just like punching everything that he has, and he's not giving up easy stuff, and he's being real stubborn.
And you've got 2 contrasting body styles here. Ruschenberg is that quintessential short and stocky guy, and Stuck's got some length to him, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Yeah, I can relate. It's like it's your worst nightmare getting someone like short and stocky, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, that better man usually wins. It's a funky little position there.
It is.
And I can remember a couple years back, Stuck would usually probably give that up, sometimes go to his back there.
Well, what did you say? There you go. Ruschenberg hasn't given up. He reverses him, makes it 10-4 to close out this first period with 20 seconds left. Let's see if Ruschenberg can get the ride out again. That's Andrew Stuck.
That was Andrew Stuck.
Putting up 10 points in that first period, but kind of a silly mistake there on the edge of the map.
Yeah, I think it keeps it interesting, to say the least.
Going into the second period of this second match, Roncalli out to a 5-0 lead, taking that first match at 152 pounds, and again, this 160-pound match. This is for a Circle City title.
Yeah, Ruschenberg, no quit in him. Been fun to watch that. I mean, 2 seconds ago he was on his back, and then the next he's trying to get a takedown and get another turn. So I think it just goes to show how far this program has came.
Ruschenberg with a nice high crotch. See if he can hit the finish here on the edge of the mat.
Stuck using the out-of-bounds rule to his advantage.
Ruschenberg woke up, but I tell you what, he didn't look ready at the start. He didn't look ready, and Stuck's going after him. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to be a little critical of Bishop Chatard. I love them dearly. They're moving in the right direction, but they've got to get a tougher schedule.
Yeah.
Roncalli has back-to-back tough duels, tough tournaments, and you see that these guys are ready for big moments, at least in these first two matches.
Yeah, and you see that in the offseason too, especially if you get a wrestler in the offseason. You're getting a good kid every single match, and I think most of these guys are wrestling in the offseason. They're getting their time in, so hopefully Bishop Chatard follows suit.
Chatard has answered a lot of questions.
That's a nice neck whip.
Chatard has the wrestling room. They have the coaching staff. They have the off-season plan. They got to get a tougher schedule.
It's a nice body lock by Ruschenberg.
Ruschenberg battling back. Can you believe it's 10-7 after being up 10-1? A lot of time left. We're at the halfway point of this match.
Stuck
middle of the second period. Yeah, Stuck trying to hang on.
Ruschenberg giving Stuck the escape point. Nice shot by Stuck, but his head was down. Gave it up. Nice reshot by Ruschenberg.
Ruschenberg looks strong, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's
little Splato coming. There it goes. That is awesome.
Yeah.
We love to see that.
We do.
Good job, Andrew Stuck.
That was a great match.
That was fun.
Ruschenberg battled back,
very
but
interesting.
he made a mistake. He got bunched up.
You don't see that kind of match every day. That was
awesome.
awesome.
You don't. Stuck wins another, not state championship, Circle City Conference championship. Andrew Stuck right now. He is live with Coach Keith.
Well, I'm making my way here. Nice job.
Thank you.
You want to go up on camera here? There you go. Wave to your mom. You can wave to anybody. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the match.
What?
Tell us a little bit about the match.
Just a little tired. Wore me out a little bit, but I got it done.
Pretty quick, going fast, made that final move, and then got the step. Congratulations, you're a conference champion.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
This one is not for a Circle City Conference title. Nolan Buckman has already locked that up for Brebeuf. He's he won his third title today, but we got two freshmen, Cade Rickard for Bishop Chatard and James Dozier for Roncalli. And again, this is the future of the conference we're watching right here. These guys don't have a chance to win a conference title right now individually, but man, these guys have bright futures, don't they?
Yeah. And when Bishop started having roughly seven freshmen in their lineup, they have a lot of future ahead of them, and Dozier's going to be a part of that as well, I'm sure. Going to be a tough competitor at least.
I wish I knew the CYO history behind these guys if they wrestled last year as eighth graders. They're both, again, products of the CYO program. They both come in and earn varsity spots. And I know Cade Rickard, he had to win a wrestle-off. He had to beat an upperclassman to win this spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something I'm a little jealous of is the CYO kind of culture around it all. Like, I never got that. And, I feel like it shaped a lot of these guys into tough young men. especially winning a wrestle off as a freshman. That's tough to do.
Speaking of CYO and coaches, Pat Collier is tuned in. Shout out to him. He was the CYO Wrestling Coach of the Year a few years ago, and he has been a strong advocate for not just the St. Mark program, but for all programs. Great supporter of CYO Wrestling. Thank you to Pat Collier for tuning in today.
Yeah, Cade being on top, having a pretty dominant match for the most part.
We're going to pass things down to Coach Keith with some observations.
Hey, Joe, about the CYO, it's not only wrestling, but it's every sport. They've done a nice job of just promoting these kids. And, you know, they started from 3rd grade. I remember Pee Wee basketball in 2nd grade, and these kids just touched the ball. And we see this CYO program helping the Archdiocese schools to be as powerful as they are.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful organization. Central office is downtown by Holy Rosary Parish. It's just a great thing for our kids. Cade Rickard with a takedown here, and he's going to get some back points.
Yeah, he's looking tough.
He is looking tough. All right, he's working for that fall, trying to keep.
Gives it up and gets all the backs.
So again, Roncalli out to an 11-0 lead. The team championship on the line. We do not have an individual championship on the line with this match, but again, 2 studly freshmen going after it, and it's been a great match. Cade Rickard in control, 7-1.
Yeah, Rickard taking advantage of a bad shot.
Yeah.
He's that deep, tight waist in too. They're on the edge of the mat, though. I don't know if he can push him that way. I feel like this ref's going to call it here soon.
This is fun, Blaze. 2 full lineups, 2 schools with a lot of tradition. Bishop Chatard actually, they were state runner-ups in either 1974 or 1975. They've had 3 state champions here back in the 70s.
That's pretty cool.
Haven't had a state place winner in a while. Hopefully we can get somebody on the podium this year. But again, these 2 great Catholic schools are going at it with a team title on the line right now.
Yeah, I've noticed when I have a lot of younger coaches around me, they are not afraid to get down and dirty in the wrestling room when it comes down to practice time and such. So I think that's what puts kids on podiums. I think is coaches being engaged and ready to roll as well.
Blaze, the interview with Shane Ryder earlier, he talked about how tough practice is.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell about these 2 teams? We've watched Roncalli, we've watched Chatard. What can you tell about the way that they're practicing? Neither you or I have been to their practices, but what can you tell about these guys?
I can just tell that they're not wasting their time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like so much of the time we're in there and we're kind of lollygagging sometimes, and I don't think these guys are doing that. I think they're getting after it and really learning and figuring it all out, and just learn how to stay coachable. I think that's a big part of it.
And we haven't seen anybody on these teams lose their composure yet, Like you said, up or down, they're staying composed and they're going after it and they're listening to their coaches.
See if Dozier can hang on here. Nice switch.
That was fast. That was really fast. We've used the term hungry a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Cade, even after that loss to Buckman earlier, really looks hungry, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the energy's up right now, especially during this duel. Crowd's engaged. Coaches are screaming and yelling. It's a fun time. Cade hanging on. Has a lot of wrist control there. Dozier can't even get up to his base.
Both these boys have a bright future, and I guarantee that their paths will cross again, maybe this season, but definitely in the next 3 years.
Definitely. You see, I think the difference in this match is the fact that Cade keeps his hands heavy. and he just kind of times everything up a little bit better.
You know what I've noticed about both these programs, but especially with Bishop's Chargers, we've called their 3 matches today. Late in the matches, they're still in their stances.
Yes.
They're not standing up and huffing and puffing. They're staying low. And I've always said that that first important thing that a wrestler needs to do is have a good stance.
Yeah.
It's all about taking a guy out of his stance. That's how you get him get a takedown. You take him out of their stance.
Yeah, just making a guy uncomfortable constantly. And I think if you're comfortable in a stance, then you can be comfortable in most situations. So, that'll lead you to a lot of success down the road. You keep it if you keep the good stance.
It's like Cade Rickard's going to lock up that major decision. It's that first victory for Bishop Chatard. And again, 2 freshmen battling. Cade Rickard with the victory today. Looks like the final score will be 15-4. Nice victory for Cade.
Great matches by a couple freshmen.
Before we interview Cade, we want to say thank you to Basketball Weekly, an in-depth look at Indiana High School basketball with Troy D. and Coach every Monday on IndianaSRN Sports Page, guests, upcoming schedules, and much more. Basketball Weekly. There we go. Let's hear from Cade Rickard and Coach Keith.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
As a freshman, how hard is that to come in and you're just wrestling to get some points for your team? How hard is that, and what's the glorification of winning today?
Honestly, it's not that hard. I've been wrestling more or less my whole life. The glorification is off the charts. Winning just feels so good to me.
How important is that weight room? Because I know you hit the weight room as well.
It's important, but rest days are also important. You can't just go 5 days straight in the weight room without any rest days.
Look at the camera and say hi to everybody.
Oh.
There you go. Back up to you guys. Congratulations.
182 pounds. This one's near and dear to my heart. My son, Luke Hansen, he's ranked 10th in the state, 2 losses on the season. And then Tommy Hannon.
Yeah, Joe, I had the privilege of drilling with him a little bit, and he's just a tough guy, man.
Yeah.
Your son is a boss.
And Tommy is too. And I told Tommy Friday at school, I think I told you this off the air. I pulled him aside. I said, win or lose, I love you guys both. And I do. I've got a lot of respect for Tommy Hannon and the Hannon family. And, of course, Luke's my flesh and blood. So I hope it's a good match, and it's a win-win for me, not a lose-lose for me. There's a takedown with Luke. Nice high crotch.
It was a nice high crotch. Got in deep. He got on that angle that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Just having his head on the back side of his back.
Talked to Mark Hannon, the dad, before this match, and we hugged it out. And both of these guys were starting running backs for their football teams. Tommy Hannon was first team 4A, MVP of this team, Trojan tough man, and Luke had 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns. And I joked with his dad. I said, these guys need to get takedowns, not touchdowns today.
Yeah, that was a nice little fireman's carry by Luke there.
Hannon is strong and he's dangerous, and you look at those legs. He squats 500 pounds, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to hold him down.
Strong kid. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to hold him down and turn him.
Luke hits it again. That is a nice shot, just clean. From what I gathered, Luke's pretty analytical when he wrestles.
He is.
I'd say
he grew up.
Nothing there.
He, grew up with a brother that finished second in the state. His middle brother still likes to mix it up, even though he's a baseball player. He grew up with a 10x10 mat in his basement, so he loves the sport and he's a student of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Good first period. Tommy Hannon keeps it close. Hansen defers. He goes down.
Yeah, I remember we grew up with a mat in our garage, and I think that's where a lot of our fights started, but it made us into the guys that we are.
They say, the old saying is iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
And there's a long history in wrestling of brothers and brawlers, right?
Yes. Luke does a really good job on getting to that tripod there. Stuck in that front headlock position.
No escape given yet. Tommy Hannon really strong in that front headlock position. Hansen trying to drag out. It gets one. So Tommy Hannon, here's what's interesting about him. lots of accolades in football. First team All-State 4A. He is the captain of the Royal Irish Rugby team, which every year does a nice job of making a run for the national championship. He's come out for wrestling. I think he has a legitimate shot to be the city athlete of the year.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to say. I mean, he's doing the work. You look at a lot of good football players, and they say, "Hey, do wrestling." You know, like I feel like we don't celebrate multi-sport athletes enough as much as we should. So, I think him doing that he would be a great person to be in the running.
And I tell you what, both of these schools do well. Coach Rodenberg at Roncalli and Coach Doyle at Bishop Chittard, they want that symbiotic relationship between wrestling and football.
Yeah.
They don't want their football players to shy away from wrestling. They want their football players to wrestle. And I think it's a win-win for both programs when that happens.
It is. Nice. Oh, I thought he almost caught that tilt.
Got 20 seconds left. Luke with a 7-2 lead. Hannon has not stopped. Man, he is a strong, nasty kid.
Yeah, with Luke
good match.
With Luke with that ankle bite there, Hannon wasn't able to get to his base at all. Trolling him, putting all that pressure on his hands. Hanson quick to react.
And here's the thing about Hannon nobody knows about him. He's not ranked in the Newcastle semi-state. He is not ranked in state. I think he's a top 25 guy. I totally think he's a top 25 guy. And that's okay, man. He's been away for 3 years. Let him be under the radar. I could absolutely see him making it to the state finals this year.
Yeah, it's such a fun thing, being the underdog and, just letting it all fly. I feel like that's always fun. I bet he's just having a lot of fun just being a senior, hanging out, and just trying to get a dub.
Final period here, 1:50 left. Luke with a 7-3 lead. Hannon's not giving up. He has a shot there.
That was nice shot defense by Hanson. Nice drag there.
And I tell you what, Tommy hasn't peaked yet. He's still knocking off the rust.
That ankle bite is doing Luke wonders right now. I think he keeps on putting all the pressure on Tommy's hands there. And can't do much with it. Right idea, trying to get to the tripod.
But I'm telling you, Blaze, this is already a different duel. There have been times in the past 3 years where this duel was done in 20 minutes. And we have seen, this is what, 52, 60, 70, 82. Great matches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 11-4. Chittard is in this, Yeah. Kudos to them. And we know how good Roncalli is, and we know what a great coach Sean Richardson is, but kudos to Chittard for making it competitive.
Yeah, it's always a lot more entertaining when you got some close matches.
Yeah.
And it's a sad finish to the team state duels a weekend or two ago.
It was.
But these guys are back and just getting after it.
Very famous picture of that Roncalli team tweeted out, and it was on the parent newsletter, but every single one of those guys is frowning. Moments after getting a nice big runner-up trophy, it still wasn't good enough for them. And man, there's nothing more exciting than a competitive duel, and that was a competitive duel with Columbus East. They just couldn't pull it out.
Yeah. I was telling my brother, I was like, don't be too down on yourself. Like, I went to Perry, and I have 3 of those under my belt, 3 red rings. And it's not the greatest. It's definitely not the greatest feeling at all, but it's
Hannon not giving up. Nice escape there. Cuts it to 9-6. 12 seconds left. Let's see what can happen here. Hannon's going to probably try to go big. Throw a headlock or something.
Yeah. Hannon with 2. Oh. Hanson hanging on.
Good job, guys. Again, near and dear to my heart. I got to applaud both of those guys.
That was a good match.
I hope they hug it out because they're good friends. Good match, Luke. Good match, Tommy. We move on to 195, but we're going to do a quick interview with Circle City Conference champion at 182 pounds, Luke Hansen.
Luke, congratulations. Nice win. You're a champion.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the match. What was the routine? How did it go?
Try to get to my offense. He was strong, and I try to kind of stay out of his ties and work from space.
Tell me real quick, you get your talent from your mom, right? Not your dad?
Yeah, all my mom.
Okay, back up to you guys.
An eventful match here, starting out.
Blaze,
30 seconds
fireworks at 195. Jeff Waugh and Sam Peoples. We're neutral.
It's fun, heavy hand fights here.
Both these guys went to St. Barnabas, so they grew up wrestling each other. They're old friends. Again, that CYO connection here. Peeps, a returning state qualifier, ranked in the top 20, and Jeff Waugh, starting tight end for the football team. Big, coachable kid. He's had a really good year at 195, but he's in trouble right now with Peeps.
Yeah. Well, he gets the reversal there right off his back. Wow. That was a funky one. Escape by Peoples.
It's a good first period. 6-2.
Working that 2-on-1 position. Hall keeping really good head position.
Pick. That was a beautiful ankle pick.
That was. Using that edge of the mat to his advantage.
Notice that in the latest rankings and at Team State, Ronan Hammond, 195, cut down to 182. So Peeps doesn't have to deal with him. That was one of his losses this year. And again, I think that opens the door for Peeps to win a sectional, position himself nicely in regionals, and get to Cambridge again.
Yeah. And I was talking about that, I think, with my mom or dad the other day, and I think they went back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So Ronan Hammond
3
won
times, and Hammond won the Hammond won the second one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a lot easier when they go down a weight class, that's for sure.
And Perry does that historically, don't they? There's
Yeah.
always guys that make moves late in the season. I'm surprised, but I really shouldn't be surprised. It's kind of what they've done.
Well, I mean, when you look at it, getting past the team state duels and everything, the individuals are thinking about individuals and, best shot at state, and I think that's probably the move they're looking for.
Yeah, and McClure moved down to 170. I'm not sure who they have in 195 right now, but I think that team got stronger with that.
Mm-hmm. Looking for that wing there.
Sam Peoples in control, 10-2, but Jeff Waugh, again, he's still got another year as a senior. And talk about a body that's changed. He's a kid that is really, he had comes from a wrestling family, and I know his brother Pat was a 2-time semi-state qualifier. Pat wrestled 145 as a senior. You've got Jeff here, who's the youngest boy of the family, and he's a 195-pounder, possibly a 220-pounder next year.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it happens with my brother as well. I was 138 my senior year, and he's already 138 as a junior as well. So let's see if they can bump some weight. It's always fun getting up in the higher weights and seeing who's the strongest.
Again, I see. I do believe this, and I'm just saying this because you're on the broadcast, that your brother is the best wrestler in this conference. Where do you see him his senior year and beyond?
I do see a state championship. At least him under the lights, hopefully even this year.
Yeah.
But
and we all know against who, right?
We all know against who.
We all know against who. The number one ranked, number one wrestler in America, Jesse Mendez.
Yeah.
We're going to go live with Coach Keith and Circle City Conference champion, returning state qualifier, Sam Peoples.
Sam, congratulations. You're a conference champion.
Yes, sir.
Talk about your day. You had to wrestle 3 times. Talk a little bit about your day.
I actually got 2 forfeits. That was my first match of the day.
Wow. So you were nice and fresh.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be a champ?
Feels good.
Talk a little bit about your team and what you're looking forward to in the next couple of weeks.
We're just looking to dominate. We have one more meet against Cathedral on next Wednesday, and then after that, just preparing for postseason.
Okay, wave to all your friends. All right, there you go. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Nice job. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, we just found out earlier today that the varsity wrestler junior Tristan Aspaslet from Bishop Chatard has a hurt knee, and he's out of it. So we've got freshman Jacob Artega in his place. He's in trouble against senior Justin Lewis.
Justin Lewis, the fall.
With the fall and the championship. It's really interesting that Chatard just doesn't really match up too well with Roncalli. Roncalli's Murderer's Row from 132 all the way up to like 160 has been dominating, but we're seeing that Roncalli is really kind of dominated in these upper weights, 95, 220 heavyweight. Justin Lewis live with Coach.
Justin, congratulations, conference champion.
Thank you.
You made it kind of easy.
Yeah. It was a little too high. I just took advantage of it, got him to his back.
That was a young man, was a freshman. He will learn, understand, as you have to develop as well. Talk a little bit about the success that you guys have had today.
Oh, it's been phenomenal. We've had a lot of young guys in the starting lineup step up, get us a lot of team points, and the energy of the crowd has really brought us together.
First time I ever said this, but what is the atmosphere with IndianaSRN here watching you?
So here we are at the heavyweight final. We've got freshman versus junior. We've got Andrew Troy, he's a freshman, versus junior Luke Schwartz. Luke Schwartz is kind of a Tommy Hannon story. He took a couple years off, and now he's back in the lineup, and he's doing a great job of interjecting some energy.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to highlight a little bit of Justin Lewis's match, and he's always been a high-energy guy. He always has a smile on his face. He's always happy to be here, and I think that's something to be said about that, especially for a senior. He set an example. He's always been a pleasure to be around.
And he was in football the smallest lineman, but he had the most heart. And Andrew Troy trying to make a little history here.
Schwartz just dropping the house.
And here's the thing, Andrew has been creating that space. He knows Schwartz is stronger and bigger. He doesn't want to get under him. He just kind of made a little bit of a mistake there. But it's still a close match. At the end of the first period, looks like we're going to have a 3-2 score.
Yeah. Schwartz out there trying to smother him a little bit. Hanging on to those toes for a little bit there.
Luke Schwartz coming out of retirement, making it to the finals of the Marion County tournament, losing to a really tough North Central wrestler who's ranked. And then, again, Andrew Troy. Man, look at this kid. Look at him right now. He's clearly undersized, but, man, there's no quitting him. He's got a good attitude.
Yeah. I mean, just the look in his eye, he's like, once again, hungry. He's just ready to go.
He's got Schwartz in trouble. Almost. It's kind of cliche to say, but we always use the term athleticism. This is a big athletic kid, you can tell.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I heavyweight matches aren't as eventful as the lighter weights, but I feel like this one's pretty eventful, and I feel like he's gonna stay pretty high energy throughout his career.
Yeah.
Just being kind of smaller, having to keep the pace going, try to wear guys down. Doing a pretty good job at it as a freshman right now, so happy to see it later.
Both of these guys, excellent football players. Luke Schwartz has been a starter on that Roncalli team since he was a freshman. They called him up as a freshman, and he got minutes as a freshman. That's his first love. He hits super, super hard. And then, Troy, I talk to the coaches here all the time. They believe that he's the future, and that he will be a starter these next 3 years on that Bishop Chatard football team.
You guys getting a little bit of a rest here. Putting together a nice game plan, hopefully.
Schwartz comes back into the second period down with a 3-2 lead. Good return by Troy.
Yeah, Troy's been nice on top.
He has been nice on top.
Not afraid to get out off those hips a little bit and try something.
Could be trouble here. Could be trouble here. He's got to get on his...
Double winged up.
Yeah, he rolls through
There
it.
he goes. That's awesome. It's always fun to see. I thought he was done for, and then he's jimmies his way out of there.
You know, I mentioned that he had a sweep single in that first period. And, you know, if you do a sweep single right, the guy's not going to come down on you. There it is. There it is right there.
Trying to keep that distance a little bit.
Trying to keep that distance, trying to kind of, you know, swivel on the outside, but now he's caught underneath, and he's probably going to lose 2 points here. Just a lot of strength and a lot of weight on top of you. 30 seconds left.
I think you hang on. Well, yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially when that guy's so much bigger than you.
Schwartz with a cradle, 20 seconds left. Troy's got to live to fight another day. I think he will. I think if he can get that arm kind of coming towards us right now, that right arm.
Needs to work on breaking that lock at the hands.
I think Schwartz is sunk into it. He might get the pin here.
Schwartz doing a good job on getting athletic, getting his hips away.
Spangler's going to argue this. The clock's showing 0. The clock is showing 0. Don't walk away, wrestlers. Yep, it's over.
Yeah, they're calling it.
Wins the championship. All right, we're moving on to 106 pounds. A real good guy in the lineup for Roncalli, Matthew Rossman. Hey, we're live with Luke Schwartz right now, Coach.
Boy, that is stuck. And then the horn. What a victory, huh?
Yes, sir. Exciting.
Conference championship. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Talk a little about your season and it caps here in the Circle City Conference, but you got a lot more wrestling to do.
It's a grind, that's for sure. Me and the coach have been talking about periodization, getting better as the season goes on, and peaking towards sectionals in about 2 weeks.
All right, take a look here. If you got fans watching, whatever you want to say.
I love you guys. Thank you. Rebel tough, baby. Rebel tough.
Right back up to you. That's it.
And there's
Matthew
a pin right
Rossman wins his first title. Rossman is a freshman.
A lot of potential
and he
there.
pins Stephen Bell, who we know. We've been just celebrating Stephen Bell all day. He's just a hard-working, undersized 106-pounder, but he's got a bright future. And Matthew Rossman is going to run over here and give a quick interview to Coach Keith. As we get ready to do that interview, we've got at 113 pounds Gabriel McNamee, freshman, and Will May, a freshman, Circle City Conference title on the line.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
Conference championship made it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Long day, glad it's over.
What?
Long day, you glad it's over.
Yeah. Can't wait to go home and lay in my bed.
You ready to go to bed? Congratulations, job well done. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, kind of highlighting what Matthew's gone through this year as a freshman in the lineup. He has a lot of potential, man. He's real quick on his feet, and he's fun to watch. He's really exciting.
He's got a lanky body too that I think he's gonna be like your brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably start at 106, and by the time it's all said and done, probably be around 145 or 152.
Yep.
Will May steps in for an injured Braden Getz. Braden Getz, who is ranked in the top 20 at 113 pounds, he's a really good sophomore, hurt his arm the first meet of the year at the Harrison Duels in Ohio, and he hasn't been back yet, but he will be back for sectionals. And Will May has stepped in and has done a great job. First time he stepped in, he made it to the finals of the Marion County tournament.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. You know, it is real tough to step in the lineup. You know, when you don't expect it, and you know all the teams kind of counting on you, and you know, it's tough. And he's doing a really good job, holding his own there. He had a nice little head inside there as well.
And it's great to see somebody that young and that poised and take advantage of that opportunity. You know, he has this opportunity to jump into the varsity lineup of a top 5 team, and he's done a great job, really great job.
Yeah, it is a lot to ask for, especially with the team being ranked so high and everything. You know, high expectations, but leads to a lot of success down the road, I'm sure. He's a nice wing locked up. See, I see that a lot with the wings. Like, a lot of guys can just stand straight up because they don't put all that pressure on the shoulder there.
Right. Was that something that Coach Richardson brought to Roncalli? Because all those kids run that wing series really well. Is that what they do at Perry?
Yeah, we did a lot of wing stuff, and I think a lot of coaches are kind of moving towards the wing and the half and the head lever to the just to their combinations. I think so. I was actually a teammate of Caden's. He's an assistant coach over there at Roncalli as well.
Caden Whitaker,
yeah. So he was always pretty good at that as well. He was always really tough on top. And so I think he's kind of starting to implement a little bit of his stuff as well into the room.
So talk about your time at the University of Indianapolis. I know Whitaker was a 160-pounder as a senior and morphed into a 197-pounder. You were a 38-pounder, and I think you finished your career at 157. Do they preach getting bigger and not cutting weight at UIndy? Is that what we're seeing at the college level now?
I think they preach whatever you think you're going to do your best at, do that. And I feel like we both thought that, going up a little bit and filling our bodies out a little bit more in college. And you do that as you get a little older. You start to get some muscle on your bones. You're in a different room. I can't explain how much better kids get their first month just being in a college room.
Yeah.
It's a big transition, and if you can make that transition, it's a fun time.
Will May, a 3-0 lead. It's still very close at 113 pounds. Gabriel McNamee is in this, but he's got to open up his offense a little bit. He's not scoring or taking shots.
Yeah, Gabriel doing a good job of holding that elbow there, both of them ear to ear.
McNamee may be here with a headlock.
Yeah.
Are they going to give it to him? Are they going to give him 2? Is that 2, Blaze?
Yeah, I don't see an arm. That's
It's
tough. It's tough to say. He was hanging on. Don't think anyone had a lot of dominance in that position there. We should run out of time to see how that transitioned too.
McNamee starts on bottom, fast first move, but May stays heavy.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of these guys that are winning these matches are really putting a lot of pressure on the hands and really trying to throw all the pressure away from the hips so they can't stand up.
Yeah, that's a good observation, Blaze. McNamee with a reversal, makes it close. All right.
Way to be coachable there, Gabriel. They've been in this ear-to-ear position, and I don't think anyone's going to win in that. They need to kind of open up a little bit and get to their ties.
Yeah, it's one thing I've noticed about that Chittard team is any arm, any collar tie, they're really trying to clear that before you get to it. And it's kind of uncharacteristic of both programs, like you said, to be in that ear-to-ear position right now.
May kind of trying to hang on a little bit, holding on to that lead there, controlling the tie.
May in that front headlock, head in the hole, going around.
He's gotten that, 3 times now this match?
See if he can finish it. And what McNamee's done, he's kind of squared up and ducked under and turned that into something special. That's what Ruschenberg did, too, in that 160-pound match.
Yeah, May just trying to hold on to that tie, kind of hang on for a little bit. Keep this W locked in.
Tight match, and these are the ones that, Chittard really wants.
Yeah.
They want them, they need them. They've only scored 4 points, but they've been in a lot of these matches. They look different, but, man, you got to turn that corner and win these ones. So Will May upsets Peter Wynn earlier. and wins this one and captures, as a guy that comes in as a backup, a conference championship. Way to go.
That's awesome. You love to see it as a backup winning all that.
All right, two phenomenal freshmen, Sam Bustamante, he's a freshman, and Alex Plahitko, who has had a great season as a freshman. We are live with Will May, conference champion with Coach Keefe.
Will, congratulations on the conference championship.
Thank you.
It's a tough match. It grew in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your day today.
Well, the first one was pretty hard too, and the second one I had a forfeit, so it gave me time to get my energy back up. The last one was it was a lot.
How's it feel to win a championship?
It feels great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job. Back up to you, Joe.
Thank you.
Yes, this season I've watched Plahitko kind of grow a lot, and I think with a little bit of off-season training, he's right up there in the rankings. In my opinion, I think he's real athletic and real strong, and once again a really analytical wrestler. In my opinion,
he's a smart kid. Super smart kid. He's tough. Took his lumps.
That's a nice head lever there. Getting that wrist.
Again, thank you to IndianaSRN for doing this broadcast and continuing to be the leader in broadcasting high school wrestling. This broadcast, as a reminder, is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. It's so good to have you on this broadcast, Blaze. You really have brought a wealth of knowledge, and I know I've received a few texts of people complimenting you. Thanks for all of your contributions today during this
thank
City
you.
Conference Championship.
Thank you, Joe, for having me here. I've had a good time. This is actually really fun. And I thank all the people that have been thanking me through your text, I guess.
Plahitko staying heavy. Going to try to ride out this period. He's not going to cut him. He's going to try to get some back points. Bustamante stands up, but he's got his head in the mat. He's got to come to that base. When your head's in the mat, that's never a good thing. There's that Butcher series, and Bustamante rolls through.
Yeah, that was a nice catch by Plahitko there, but he couldn't convert.
Again, Bustamante wrestles through it, right?
Yeah, just staying tough.
And gets one. That's great.
I mean, with your coach is right there in the corner, man, like you can't give it up, and he didn't, so that's good.
Is over there. Adam.
Hey, Joe, Lloyd, we have also, we want to thank our rookie staff. I mean, we have a brand new producer, camera guy, the guy, setup guys. This is all new to them, so it's really kind of cool to have the young guys step up and do that, and have young men like Blaze to be here was a very complimentary as well, because we're old men. We're not going to do this a couple of years.
No, we're not.
They're going to be doing this for the rest of their life here.
Yeah, these guys have made this broadcast an absolute joy, and some of the camera angles, like right now, it's just amazing. It's great.
Plahitko getting a little lazy there on the shot. Way to get away. Both of them are doing a pretty good job in keeping the space, winning these ties.
We're at the halfway point. It's a 3-1 match at 120 pounds.
That was a good job on Plahitko, taking his backside back to the middle of the circle. Bustamante's doing good at all these fakes and stuff from the outside.
Bustamante's grandfather on their mom's side, legendary coach in the state of Ohio, and Dr. Bustamante, Pete Bustamante, has just been a great supporter of CYO wrestling over at Christ the King, and now his kids have kind of transitioned to Bishop Chittard, and there's probably no better parental advocate than the Bustamante family, especially Pete Bustamante. Did a lot to help get that ball rolling on getting the wrestling room built, and it's just changed the culture. We see a difference in these wrestlers, and it's benefited Eli, but it's certainly going to benefit Sam these next 4 years. He's going to be the leader of this team. So 3-1. We're at the end of the second period.
Plahitko kind of hanging on there.
Plahitko hanging on, and Bustamante's got a motor on him. So I'm predicting fireworks this last period. So
yes, he has a gas tank on him.
Hang on to your
kind of
seats, people. A little bit of a debate. Coach Spengel wanted Bustamante to go down, and Sam Bustamante chooses neutral. Blood time.
Joe,
go back to Keith.
Joe, real quick, after we get done with wrestling, this crew will tear this down and get ready for basketball as the Chittard Trojans, undefeated, 11-0, will play Providence Crystal Ray. That game is right here on IndianaSRN at about 2:30, 3 o'clock start. So tear down, take a nap, and be ready to go for basketball. I'm sure you're going to be staying for the basketball game.
I don't know about that.
He's debating. All right, back up to you guys.
But I was at the basketball game last Friday night where our undefeated team took on Guerin Catholic and beat them for the first time in 11 years. And Coach Ken Roseman has just done an amazing job of resurrecting that program. And again, this wrestling program is resurrected. 17 dual wins versus 3 2 years ago. Our basketball team is 12-0, and it's pretty cool.
Plahitko with 2 back points right there. It's a good little catch he had. Working that wing series there. This team's been doing a pretty good job at that.
So again, let's go back to Coach Richardson and Coach Whitaker. Those guys are in the corner right now. Both of them the first year here. Coach Richardson was a state place winner, runner-up for Perry Meridian. Coach Whitaker went to Martinsville. He was a state place winner. What have these guys, what do you see different in these wrestlers this year?
I just think it's like a fresh start. They came from a really good coach, Wade McClure. He's an awesome coach. I just think a fresh start was kind of something that some of these guys needed on the team, and I think they're taking it to their full advantage.
I remember when McClurg inherited the program from Lance Ellis. He said Lance didn't leave the cupboard bare. I think that Richardson would say the same thing to Coach McClurg. He didn't leave the cupboard bare. There was a lot in place for them to be successful. I know that Coach McClurg still follows. He might even be tuned in right now. He did a great job. Probably had the most successful 5 years of any coach in the state of Indiana, but he's up north at the Regional Training Center at Indiana Tech. And I hope Sean stays for many years because he's done a nice job this year.
I'm pretty sure they have a really good women's program as well.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, he's growing that team up pretty well. And he's grown this team very well. The foundation is there, definitely.
That was a great match. Bustamante falls 5-2. Alex Plahitko wins his first of probably many Circle City Conference championships. We move on to 132 pounds. This meet is winding down. We move on to 126 pounds where we have junior Ethan Brown versus junior Patrick McGinley. And we are live with Coach, and he's going to tune in and talk to Alex Plahitko, a freshman who just won a Circle City Conference.
Alex, you're a freshman and you won a Circle City Conference. You got 3 more in you?
Yeah, it's all great.
Congratulations. A very long day, but end up with a championship. Talk a little bit about your day today.
My first match, I started out, I got the pin. Second match, I had a forfeit, and then this match, I just got it done, did what I had to do, and got that championship.
A little bit different than CYO and running around on Sunday afternoons to wrestle a full schedule. Talk a little bit about your experience at CYO.
My experience in CYO, it was something. There was still a lot of practices, but the competition wasn't nearly as much as what it is right now.
A lot of fun.
Big jump.
A lot of fun winning the county and also winning the conference championship.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe, back up to you.
Yeah, Ron Colley has locked up that conference championship, their 7th in a row, the first for Coach Sean Richardson. I don't think the score indicates that Chittard has been in this. I know they're down 41-4 right now, but they've been in this. They've been wrestling hard.
Yeah, just don't match up very well, but they are battling for sure. Now, Pat McGinley is some guy that you can watch for a fun match. Like it's one way or the other, it's still fun.
And I feel like Patrick McGinley, a lot of times guys grow very subtly, but man, he has grown exponentially. He has just gotten better and better and better every match.
Yeah. Well, I know he's been grinding with my brother at the gym, just getting extra lifts in and everything, so he's doing the most he can to try to be the best he can be. McGinley picks up a 2 there. Does a great job holding off on that headlock there.
Do want to give a shout out to the athletic directors at Bishop Chatard. Mike Ford is the head athletic director. Mike Harmon is the assistant athletic director, and then the athletic assistant is Ann Harless. These guys were here early, and they're going to be here late. Like Coach said, we've got a wrestling championships right now, and then it's going to transition into a JV and a varsity game here on a Saturday afternoon. So a lot going on athletic-wise here at Bishop Chatard High School.
Again, I think this is one of those matches where I think Bishop Chatard really wants to win here. These are two guys that came back from being juniors and not having a lot of experience under their belts, but still ready to get after it and roll.
Blaze, I asked you this question at the start of the broadcast, and I'm going to ask you it again. This 2 weeks before sectionals.
Good inside trip by Pat McGinley there as well.
What are these kids thinking? I mean, do you start to feel those butterflies? It's been a long time for me, not so long for you. But the state series is close.
Yeah.
What are you feeling like right now?
It's definitely a weight on your shoulders, but if they can, get it off and start just doing what they're doing and doing what they have been doing, then they'll be fine, But it is a scary feeling. It is a little bit of a butterfly effect in your stomach. And, I definitely agree with that statement.
Yeah, most programs just schedule one more duel. I think about every school in the state of Indiana is wrestling their conference championship today. And then next week they might have one, possibly 2 duels, and then they take that week off before sectionals, and there you go, man.
Yeah. Well,
win or go home.
I think both these coaches are doing really good on, getting those building blocks set for that time of the year, and, they want some results.
Right.
It's awesome. It's a fun time. I mean, that's where you get to put it on the line anyways, have a, just show everybody what you've been working towards and, why you do it. I know a lot of these guys are putting in a lot of time in the off season, whether that's, being at another wrestling tournament or doing another sport or, all that. They are battling.
Is that when the Lowry brothers turned the corner, was during the off season?
I'd agree. Yeah. I think.
I mean, all you guys, you included. I mean,
yeah.
I've always thought that you don't pass your opponents during the season. Rarely do you do that.
No.
You pass them during the off season.
No, I remember back in the day, one of these kids went up to my brother and he asked me, "Do you want me to tech fall or pin your brother?" And I was like, neither, but he ended up tech falling him. And the next season, my brother ended up beating him. So it was an awesome feeling, and I think he did it in off season. And you don't see that every day, and I'd encourage a lot more wrestlers to wrestle in the off season. That's probably the most fun I've had in my entire life. Off season wrestling.
We're heading into the third period. McGinley in control 5-0. And again, we talked about Chatard closing that gap. They just can't close the gap enough to win these close matches yet, can they?
No, and they match up really well with Roncalli, but they just aren't winning the ones that they need, or they don't match up very well, in my opinion.
Yeah. There's another McGinley takedown, makes it 7-0.
See, I noticed that in a couple of the kids, they're trying to utilize that head lever a lot, throwing their head on the back of their arm and really pulling up on that same side wrist.
They've been watching a lot of Spencer Lee video, haven't they? He
Yeah.
just does that head lever so well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is being operated on, and the guy that's going for his 4th national title is out this season, and that hurts that Iowa lineup.
Yeah.
Well, McGinley working for the fall.
He's a great guy to follow, definitely. Just don't be a wuss, you know?
Right.
It's a good line. McGinley settling in.
See, this is where, as a program, you got to fight off your back and not get pinned. You know, take the major, save your team 2 points, don't get pinned.
Doing a pretty good job at it.
Yeah.
I think he has it locked. Yep. Way to fight off your back. Getting looking like he was about to hit a tilt there.
Blaze, do you have an all-time favorite wrestler? We've talked about a few college wrestlers. Do you have an all-time favorite high school, college, or Olympic world wrestler at all?
Yeah, I definitely like Dayton. Dayton Fix a lot right now as a current wrestler, and then my favorite of all time is Kyle Dake. Kyle Dake hit some nice splatos in college, and that's probably my favorite move. And we saw one today, and that was probably the most excited I've got today.
You know, Kyle was super athletic, still is, but what I love about his story is he won 4 different NCAA titles at 4 different weights, and he went up every year. And when he stopped cutting weight, there was a really great article in Win magazine about this, and he was able to focus on the craft. That's when he became a better wrestler. And what a great lesson for our kids to hear, you know.
I also read something about him. He doesn't lift very much. He does a lot of functional patterns.
Right.
You ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's another thing that I try to look into, and I encourage some wrestlers to maybe look into as well.
Joe, I'm glad that you didn't ask me my favorite wrestler, because I would say Hulk Hogan, but it's been a lot of fun watching these kids, and we've been doing this for a couple of years, as you know, and man, I tell you what, these kids have given it all.
They have, and I will argue this until the day I die. I'm a high school principal, and I support all sports. I was at the city championship last night for our girls basketball team. They lost a close one to Cathedral. I love going to all these events. I consider it a perk of the job, but there's nothing that changes your life more than wrestling. And that's what I love about IndianaSRN is they are doing a nice job of really celebrating this great sport, spotlighting this great sport, doing live coverage with live interviews of these kids. Who would have thought that we'd be doing interviews with 113-pounders, back in the day? It's really, really cool to see these kids have an opportunity to get on the mic and say hi to their coaches and thank their coaches and kind of be featured, because it's always been kind of a fringe sport.
Yeah, I'm jealous to say the least. Going up there on a mic, it's it's kind of nerve-wracking, but they're doing it pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome to put a spotlight on the guys too, because they're not just wrestlers. They're people, and they have goals, and they're just hanging out, just being high school wrestlers, just doing them.
30 seconds left, and McGinley is pitching the shutout. He's got a 10-0 lead.
I think this is the best I've seen McGinley this year. Looking sharp. Doing a really good job with that tight waist and that head lever. He's had, maybe 4 or 5 mat returns this match. Just staying tough on top, just being real stubborn.
And I also feel like Patrick McGinley has not only given himself fully to his coaches, but he's given himself fully to his teammates. Somebody like your brother who is a year-round wrestler and just eats, drinks, and sleeps it. He's kind of following his lead. You know? McGinley with a title. We are going to move on to 132 pounds, where we have Will Hudson and Drew Willis, both of them seniors. Circle City Championship on the line, but we're live now with Coach Keith and Pat McGinley, conference champ at 126 pounds.
Nice match, Patrick, and congratulations as a conference champion.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Tough match. Kept getting up, kept putting them down. I had to do what had to be done.
It made you work.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your day.
It's been good. Ready to go back to school and then go get some food.
Hungry, ready,
Yes, sir.
ready for a nap.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Conference champions. Team is a conference champion. You got a couple more weeks. State's coming up.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited for that. Hopefully we turn some heads.
Congratulations. Job well done. Joe?
Yeah, the murderer's row I talked about. Again, McGinley, no disrespect to him, but it starts at 132, and Drew Willis in the latest rankings is ranked 20th. He's got Will Hudson in trouble already.
Yeah, and, Patrick talking about doing what had to be done. It was a good pin by Drew Willis there, starting off death row.
Yes.
But just doing what had to be done. He's out there doing his job, even though he might not be the start of, death row is what we're calling it, or murder row. Yeah, murderer's row. Then, he's still doing his job and, getting after it.
We're back to coach with Drew Willis.
Drew, conference champion, made it pretty easy.
Yeah, just going out there trying to get to my wing, staying on my attacks, yeah.
So the day is almost over for you. Conference champions, how you feel about that?
Feels pretty good. I mean, I'm happy for my team that we're about to win it, and it's just exciting.
Congratulations, job well done. Got a good one going on, Joe.
We do. Adam Harkness has surprised the world by taking down Bryce Lowry.
Yeah, he is hungry.
He is hungry. He's got his hands full. It's going to be a tough one to win, but your little brother does what he does really well on the whistle, low single. But Adam countered and did a reshot, and I think he might have instantly earned the respect of your brother.
Yeah, he looks hot. He's mad.
Your brother comes into this match ranked third. He hasn't really been challenged this year, and he was challenged in that first 20 seconds.
That little flurry was fun. It just goes to show that you shouldn't look past anybody. And
Joe, real quick, he didn't want to leave the circle. Coach is yelling at him, go come over here, and he goes, no, I'm staying right here. I'm going to stay focused. I tell you what, this is exciting.
Let's offer respect to Adam Harkness, but again, that woke Bryce up, and we're going to see some scoring right now.
He's there in that Spladle Merkel position, kind of falling over the top there, going cross body.
And he, more than anybody, is really comfortable in that Merkel position, isn't he?
Yeah.
A lot of guys kind of feel a little helpless there. He doesn't.
Well, and I'm glad he stayed composed there, and didn't have to make too many adjustments. That was a nice little throw by.
So Adam Harkness is holding his arm like it's hurt, and he's got a bloody nose. A lot happening. We've had injury time. We've had blood time. We've had Bryce Lowry taken down, and this is only the first 40 seconds.
Yeah, it's been sparks are flying, that's for sure.
Tell me what your brother's mindset is heading into sectionals, because he's been on the podium twice. He's pound for pound one of the best wrestlers in the greater Indianapolis area, pound for pound one of the best wrestlers in the state of Indiana. I know people are already starting to recruit him. What's his mindset, going into this off season?
I think his mindset is like he definitely wants to be on the podium, obviously, but I think he wants to be on the top of the podium. He wants to give Jesse Mendez that look that he's been wanting, and I think Zeke Seltzer gave him a pretty good look this past week at Team State, giving him a 4-6 match, I believe. But I think he's not wanting to be overlooked as that's the kid that's wrestling Jesse Mendez. He wants to be the guy. So I think that's where he's looking at the lights.
And Adam Harkness, I've watched him since he was a 7th, 8th grader at Immaculate Heart, and he's a guy that's really given himself to the weight room. He's gotten stronger. He looks strong against Bryce. He really does.
Yeah.
He's not as polished, but he's strong.
Yeah, right out the gates, he looked tough.
Yeah. Now Bryce is doing Bryce things. He's putting up points. He's the kind of guy that can score 2 touchdowns in that first period. He'll come at you. He's great on his feet. He's great on top. Here he is, working for the pin.
Yeah.
All right. He won his 3rd conference championship. He's won 3 Marion County championships. He's won 3 sectionals, 3 regionals. How many semi-states?
He won semi-states freshman year, and he won last year, I believe.
Okay, 2 semi-states. So looking for that first title to add to that resume. We're going to go live to coach and Circle City Conference champion and third ranked in the state of Indiana, Bryce Lowry.
Got that third ranking. You got a conference championship again. You just keep winning and winning. What's the breed of success?
I'm just trying to work hard, work on my craft, figure out what I need to do to get better, get to the top. Just keep grinding.
Your brother's been doing play-by-play in color today. He's talking about you, and he says he can whip you anytime. Is that true?
No, it is not. We go back and forth. You gotta tell him that.
I'm sure he has just heard it. Congratulations on the conference championship. Back up to you guys.
And a big throw by Zach Wilson here.
Zach Wilson, senior, and Charlie Ruschenberg, freshman. Zach Wilson in the latest rankings, number 8. His only 2 losses to number 1, ranked 145. Why am I drawing a blank?
Matthew Kuntz.
Yeah, Matthew Kuntz. My bad.
Zach just had a nice cow catcher there, and he just got another toss. It's looking good. I mean, he's been a ball of fire this season, I think, in my opinion.
There's something different about him.
Yeah, he's just having fun. I think so. He's point hungry and just ready to get after it. Kind of just going out there and trying things, I think.
And I think he's keeping people loose.
Yeah.
I do. He walks that fine line between being maybe overly goofy and loose. Mm-hmm. He never steps over it. I think he does keep these kids loose, and the guys that have fun are the guys that are successful, and that's why it's been so much fun to watch Zach this season, because he's having fun.
Yeah, he's opened up a lot. I don't know if he is or not. If he's trying to.
It opened up. He's just got an arsenal. He's got a lot of moves. A lot of stuff that he can do.
Just letting it fly. And going back to what my brother said earlier, me and him going back and forth, it's a complete lie, guys.
Right. It's a complete lie because you dominate, right?
Yeah, I do.
It's not like.
Well, it's something. It could be something like that. We'll figure it out later. It is awesome.
Again, IndianaSRN staying around for that basketball game next. Follow IndianaSRN on Twitter, at IndianaSRN on YouTube and on Facebook. If you'd like to contact IndianaSRN about an upcoming game or a webcast, email them at coach@indianasrn.org. IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. Zach Wilson
with a nasty assassin
and a Circle City championship. Roncalli wins 66-4. Chittard battled, but they're not there yet. We're live with 145-pound champion Zach Wilson.
Zach, you the last one today. Congratulations, conference champions.
Thank you.
Tell you a little bit about your day today.
Well, I woke up. I was pretty hungry, so my mom made me a breakfast burrito. I think that really just fueled me for today.
So the breakfast burrito is the key.
It's one of them, yeah.
All right. Congratulations, job well done. Sean Richardson with us, the champion coach, championship. Nice job on a championship today.
Yep. Boys look good. They wrestled hard. Got Cathedral on Wednesday. So
watch that match. It can be undefeated. We'll see what we can get to see if we can get that done for you.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Back up to you. Hey, Joe, nice job for both of you guys. Blaze did a nice job as well. Thank you very much. And stick around as we'll have that basketball game for you. Tear everything down. Be ready to go.
Thank you to the production crew, our camera crew, Keith on the floor, Blaze Lowry, the first time ever doing color commentary. I think a lot of people are going to want you to come back. And congratulations to the Roncalli Royals. They win their 7th championship. I think they had maybe 10 individual champions, and now we move on to the postseason. What do we have to say about the postseason?
The postseason is upon us, boys. Let's get after it.
Here we go.
Congratulations to the Rebels, and thanks for having me as color commentator, guys.
Yeah, you go. So on behalf of IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game, take care, God bless, and please tune in next time we are broadcasting wrestling. Thank you.